Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is DTC's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the wild web today. It is Friday, June 5th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. We're coming to you live and in living color from the beautiful Austin, Texas hills. It's summery, it's gorgeous, and we're brought to you by Northbeam Intelligence, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked, Aftercell, Axon by AppLovin, Proxima, and Universal Ads. And we got a jam-packed show for you today. The Cash App Wand has been released. Gen Z rejoices. Harley thinks and others think that Shopify brought this to the world about 3 years ago. We're going to dive into it. There's actually more of these things to come. We've got the hottest jobs on the interwebs. IM8 has appointed Hudson Comfrt founder to its board. Netflix and FIFA have a very interesting thing they are doing that is without ads at all. I don't like that particularly. And Shopify has a new integration with Manus and many others so that all of the vibe coders can do exactly what they want for their stores forever and ever. We're going to be joined by Will Fry, founder and CEO of American Operator, coming to talk to us about the businesses that are buying and selling today and where the opportunity is in the market. Also going to be joined by CMO and CCO of Postscript, the one and only Mike Manheimer. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime who loves me very much, Colin Doherty. Get in here, Colin. Get in here.
Let's go.
Loves me and always agrees with me on everything I say all the time.
Every day.
Absolutely. Every day. Let's see. What is our first segment here? Are we talking about hot jobs to kick things off? It is always, it's a favorite segment of mine every week. For those who don't know, before we introduce this fully with said sound effect and all, before we do that, for those who don't know, we pick and find the hottest jobs on the interweb. Sometimes they come to us. Sometimes we find them ourselves. Colin picks two. I pick two. We talk about them and spin them around. And then our illustrious producer, Jack, at the end of the day, she will decide who had the best job overall and who gets the hottest job of the week. And we shall not delay any longer. Jack, you hit the overlay. I'll hit the sound effect. It is time for the one and only hot job.
Caliente.
Caliente. It is time. I have two, and Colin has two. And let's see which one of these is coming first. Colin, you go.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity. So this is Director of Trade and Field Marketing, Happy Dad. Everybody knows Happy Dad by the Nelk Boys. Very massive YouTube creators and streamers, honestly, as well. It's in Los Angeles. It's on site 160 to 180. And you are basically developing and executing the go-to-market plans to win new accounts and expand existing customers. Pretty amazing. You're doing sales, marketing, finance, and you need 6 years of experience. The reason why this is such a hot job is the fact that you're going to be working with such a brand that has such powerful creators behind it and the ability to push traffic so aggressively with 180K on top of that. I think this is a great resume builder and a really great job opportunity for someone to scoop up.
Let me just ask the question. Is this D2C? Is it e-commerce? I'm just asking. I'm asking the question.
Yeah, Happy Dad is sold online, and Happy Dad sold online, and a lot of this is around the actual creators and influencers for Nelk, and so they're driving a lot of this traffic. I think you will also, just as a byproduct of this job, be interacting with some pretty insane influencers in Los Angeles, just as a byproduct of working with the Nelk Boys.
I think that's probably right. Right. And I thought that I flagged this one for me, but you got it for you. It is a great first pick for you. First pick of mine, Row. Incredible financial tool. Move forward here, Jack. Thank you. Roe is looking for a senior marketing manager for consumer brands. Okay. Roe, incredible financial tool, able to bring all kinds of capabilities to the small business owners upon the interwebs. Now they want to push decidedly into the consumer ecosystem. And I am excited about this. This is NYC. I think that may not be correct. I don't know that it's NYC. I don't remember if that is correct or not. It is. Okay. Yeah. NYC on site. Nice paycheck here. Looking at 160 to 215. You're going to own that consumer brand vertical, and it's sales partnered. Okay. So it's not a sales role, but it is sales partnered. And you do have a pipeline number. Okay. You have a pipeline number to hit, but you have a real budget to go behind it. And forget that last sentence. That was an edit that I didn't take out. But I think this is a great opportunity for those of us that are on the SaaS side, or maybe you want to branch out into the SaaS side and you have been living and working in consumer forever and ever. I think this is a great opportunity. Somebody's going to get it and make a substantial bag with a great software brand that is pushing into consumer more and more.
Yeah, I agree. This is a great role, great opportunity, and it's a great brand with some really good VC funding behind it as well. So it's going to be a pretty well-funded ride.
Absolutely. Next for us, producer Jack. Oh, this is me. Okay. This one is juicy. And I know you're probably thinking right now, Chris, this doesn't look like e-commerce. It is decidedly, absolutely e-commerce. Okay. This is Pizza Hut Senior Manager Channel Strategy, Plano, Texas, but it's hybrid. Okay. So go to the DFW. Everybody loves moving there. You're going to make about $150K per year. And initially, you're going to be focusing heavily on marketplace channels. I really don't even know what that means in the context of Pizza Hut. But get this too. You're going to live at the intersection of growth, analytics, customer behavior, and channel strategy. They require 8+ years of experience in e-commerce. The things that Pizza Hut is doing, reviving the stores, 80s styles, great pizza, incredible brand, iconic logo to have on your resume, maybe even especially if you're already in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think this is a great sneaky opportunity inside of the e-commerce ecosystem that most people would overlook simply because they don't think of Pizza Hut being synonymous with Ecomm and D2C.
That's fair. This is a sneaky one. I'll give you that. This is a bit of a sneaky one. And I think this is kind of what you make this role. I think it's a bit too corporate for me, so you wouldn't really have the freedom to do a bunch of experimental things. But I think this is a really solid role. Super solid role.
Last one for Colin here, producer Jack.
Let's go. All right. So this is growth strategist at H Street Digital by our friend of the show, Hal Smith. So Hal runs and owns H Street Digital. It's remote. So 96K base, and then on-track earnings of 120 to 210. And you are managing, growth for your outdoor brands. Worked personally with Hal before. He's an amazing agency owner. This is a role that I can personally get you an intro to, and you can jump that line if you want to. You have to own the performance and 5 years experience, but you get to work with some really incredible brands. And Hal is based in Austin, Texas as well, but this is fully remote.
I think you need to be a bit of a killer for this one. And I say this because as I was reading up on it, he says a number of times, it's like, this is not like wait for instructions. This is like, you need to be very comfortable owning the result, meeting with clients, pitching opportunities, explaining results, all of the things. You need to have some gumption about you to step in and own this thing and do it well. And it looks like, managing a handful of outdoor brands that are already doing very well. I think you need to be like on point and be buttoned up and have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. I think this would be great for somebody to get in with Hal. So another good find by you, to be honest. I still though I advocate for my two, producer Jack. I'd love to get some indication from you if I'm going to be taking home the trophy again.
Let's
H3 Digital. That's fine.
go.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with
Go,
that.
Hal.
I'm fine with that. Hal Smith, you get hottest job on the interwebs of the week. She said, Jack says she would love to work with Hal. Hal, Jack is not available. She is with us. She's with us, but she would like to work with you, and methinks that means good things. Everybody go and find a friend, make your way in, second, third LinkedIn connection, talk to a second or third cousin that used to live in Austin or NYC or LA and can know somebody, find your way in there, shake a hand, etc. Despite what is happening in the AI ecosystem. There are many companies that are still hiring humans. Go and find your way in on one of these jobs.
Or genuinely DM me about the H3 Digital job. I will intro you to Hal personally.
That's right. And you need to be a killer. You need to be a killer, and you want to work with Hal. You do.
Yeah.
You want to work with Hal Smith. As we get to our stories of the day, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about universal ads. If your growth is plateauing on search and social, it's time to rethink TV. You should rethink about it hard, because TV is back. Universal ads makes it simple for D2C brands to run TV campaigns designed for performance without the usual mystery involved with television. You get access to both premium streaming and linear inventory all in one place, and you're reaching net new target audiences, not in the same crowded feeds where we're all spending our ad dollars. Today, no hidden markups or fees. 100% of your dollars are going to the media itself. So that's good for you. Dollars are working harder, and campaign management setup is simple. So you can be up and running in minutes. It is TV designed for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com, sign up there, use the code UA Cowboy, get $1,500 in matched ad credits. Many thanks for Universal Ads being part of the show. And I will say, there was a great case study that Daniel Druger dropped on us while he was here with QB1 jerky.
Yeah.
Which Quinn Ewers is part of, and I believe he owns at least to some degree. Very smart how they went about deploying that campaign. All right, first story of the day. IM8, viral supplement brand. David Beckham, his face plastered all over it, up and to the right. I think in 18 months, they've done multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. Is that right, Colin?
Extremely accurate. It's one of the fastest scaling supplement brands that I've seen around, period. Probably the last 2, maybe year and a half and some change.
IM8 has appointed Comfrt founder Hudson Leogrande. Leogrande. I'm not sure how we say your last name, Hudson, but they have appointed him to the board. And I think this is exciting because, Hudson and his Hudson method and everything that he's done there. I mean, it seems like he's willing this thing to doing $1 billion per year with their Comfrt hoodies, etc. Drew Fallon brings this to us. He goes on to say, Comfrt, their D2C apparel and lifestyle brand, founded in 2022, fastest growing brand of all time. In under 4 years, the brand is projected to hit 1 billion plus revenue, is the #1 lifestyle and apparel brand on TikTok Shop. He says he has seen the Hudson touch on brands that work with Iris, and trust me, it's real. That's what the one and only Drew Fallon of Iris says. And I would want Hudson on my board too. Especially, some of that Hudson touch on TikTok Shop and launching a blitzkrieg of creators there. I would want him on my board as well.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the most perfect marriages of, board and product fit. Basically, Hudson was in charge of an apparel brand and seeding and aggressively growing out that TikTok angle. But apparel is a pretty finicky business. It's extremely hard. I'm not going to say that supplements are easier, but the ability to scale within supplements is a touch easier. And on top of that, you have a really exceptional piece with the supplements business where you have reoccurring revenue, where you're focusing on subscriptions. And so now you have this beast of a killer who scaled up TikTok Shop very aggressively with an apparel brand that's already very hard. It's one of the hardest things to accomplish in D2C. Now you're putting him on hypothetically an easier thing to scale and unlock with subscription and scalability, something that's a little bit more universal as well. I think this is going to be an absolute home run. This is a great move by them, bringing him onto the board. And I think you're going to see IM8 all over TikTok, all over every single influencer you've ever seen.
Don't you kind of want to see Hudson after he takes Comfrt a Billy plus per year and beyond? Don't you kind of want to see him run up a supplement brand? I mean, I think that would be fun to see. I mean, it seems like one could apply his same method of let's find all of the creators and get everybody to talk about said thing right here and right now. And one would think, like you're describing, with a product that has a little more designed inbuilt LTV behind it, you would think that that would be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think he already probably has other things going on, and this is just a board seat. This isn't him being an operator, like hands-on keyboard. But I think there is a bit of a Midas touch that Hudson comes in with that maybe everybody else doesn't really know about his methods for scaling brands that only he can really know and go into. But this is not an operator role. This is more strategic advisory role, but still a massive get for IM8. I mean, extremely bullish. They're going to have a Grun's exit within a year.
One would think, right? You would think I don't know who buys them, Procter and Gamble or whoever. Somebody's going to buy them, and they're going to get a massive Gruns-esque exit. I think this is. I think it's interesting. And you say Hudson has the Midas touch. Do you remember that old commercial? Trust the Midas touch. I know you like it when I sing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course.
This guy's got the Hudson touch. Trust the Hudson touch. He does. Be very interesting to see what happens. They'll continue to go up and to the right, I am sure. Next, Netflix has released a game, a FIFA game ahead of the World Cup. And they've created this like unique ability for everybody to be able to play it with their phone. So you don't need a controller. Okay. I have also noticed here, I think it's interesting that they've gotten involved in this way. I don't think they're showing any like World Cup games, but there's some details here that I find very interesting, especially heading into our largely vibe coded future, that I wonder if there are some takeaways that other consumer focused companies that we work with, deal with, talk about every day can take away here. Let me give you some details on this. I'm going to read here from Adweek, producer Jack. Netflix has a very literal game plan for the 2026 World Cup through the English language rights for the upcoming soccer tournament fall under Fox's control. Netflix is getting in on the Men's World Cup action with a new game, FIFA World Cup Launch Edition, which is available starting June 11th. So we got about a week. Game allows users to play as any one of the 48 teams in the tournament, host games in virtual versions of 16 real-world stadiums, control any of the 1,200 players. User experience was apparently one of the main game's focuses, with Netflix promoting the ease of gameplay, QR code, you get in on it, etc. And the details here around the game are interesting. As another feature, the game will have ongoing updates based on real-life events. Okay, so for instance, if a player gets injured during the tournament, they're out of the game too. So, people are following along, they're watching, they're playing. Somebody gets hurt in the tournament, they're out on the Netflix game as well. The FIFA and Netflix partnership, yet another example of how even publishers that don't have World Cup broadcasting rights are positioning themselves to capitalize on the enthusiasm. Game could also potentially be a preview for what to expect from Netflix for the Women's World Cup. One thing to note here, though, is that inside of the game itself, there are, let me just read it here. Ahead of Upfront Week in May, Netflix ads president told Adweek that there are many advertisers that want to be part of opportunities like this for the Women's World Cup. Company would be looking to expand brand partnerships and weave in authentic ad moments into the matches and shoulder programming. So it doesn't sound like there are ads inside of the game for this one, but it looks like they're exploring that for the women's version. I think this would be a great opportunity for just have like all the ads that would normally be there in the stadium, people that are officially associated with with the World Cup, the things that are turning on those turnstiles on the signs on the side of the game. I think this would be a great opportunity for a digital ad placement inside of Netflix's ecosystem in this game experience. Doesn't sound like they're capitalizing on it though for this initial game experience. But I think this is smart. I think this is smart for Netflix, and also it's a great opportunity for more inventory, to be honest.
I think this is a distraction for Netflix, unfortunately.
It is a distraction.
I think they should be focusing on their original content. Their original content has taken a bit of a second seat towards Apple. And well, there's some other streaming players in the mix of this that you have to kind of compare them to. I would say one of the main streaming players is Apple, who has some of the best original content on the planet right now. Netflix has been coming out with mediocre content at best. And so they have the opportunity. They already have the distribution. They have some of the best distribution on the entire planet. I would love for them to double down on original content, double down on original shows, and lean into all of the shows that have been just smash hits. I mean, you talk about, Love is Blind, all of these different kind of zeitgeist shows, and just tripling down on all of those and making sure you're just going after the winners. I think gaming on TV is not quite a good fit for their allocation of how they could have done this, given how expensive it probably was to partner with FIFA.
Well, I wonder if it's substantially cheaper than like acquiring the distribution rights for showing the actual games.
For sure.
I mean, they and Amazon have been dabbling with, hey, let's get some NFL games. Let's get some. But it costs them a boatload.
A boatload of money.
They can only end up getting like a game or two.
Right.
I think it's cool. And I like the endeavors that they have had with fighting, MMA, boxing. I dig it. I don't know that any of them have been like a total smash hit, but it's sports is like the big missing in my mind. Sports is like the big missing in their content assortment, and I feel like I think that they have been positive about their endeavors, and they want to find a way to just get into the sports game more. So I think it's interesting. I have done very little of the gaming opportunities that they have on Netflix. They do exist. Yeah. Nothing that's been of note like this surrounding a global live watched experience that half of the globe is going to be entirely focused on. So I've done very little gaming in this, and it may be a distraction. But I think it'd be interesting to watch. And if it's winsome, maybe they can find a way to sell a few more ads while they are at it inside of that whole experience. We shall see.
What is the best original content that you've seen from Netflix in recent memory?
Oh gosh, probably. Does Knives Out count? Is that a Netflix thing? It's not.
I mean, forever ago. Are you talking about the original Knives Out?
Well, there's been a few of them. There's like 3. There's like a bunch of them.
There's 2 of them. Yeah.
Was that a Prime Video thing, or was that Netflix?
What was that?
Knives Out looks like it was Prime Video. Netflix does not host the original film. I thought number 2 or 3 though. There's been 3. There's 3. I've watched all 3. I thought like 2 or 3 was from Netflix. But anyway, I loved that series. You?
Yeah, I would say they just came out with a really nice piece of original content called The Burrows, which is basically Stranger Things-esque. And it is it just gave me a warm and fuzzy feeling on the inside that they haven't quite lost the way of original content. They haven't lost the ability to kind of hone the the zeitgeist that was Stranger Things. Like people forget that Stranger Things basically took over 2 summers.
Yeah,
Like
it did.
you went out and it would be like, yo, did you see Stranger Things? Did you come up Stranger Things? And so that's what I want them to get back into. I want them to focus on the quality of the original content they're pushing out. That's the moat for them, is these original Netflix high quality pieces of content, whether that's shows or movies. Ideally, it's probably shows given their track record, but they should triple down on that. And then also give me my absolute trash reality television that is Love is Blind. And
They
I'll
do a
watch that
great
every day.
job. They do a
It's
great
so
job
good.
on that stuff. I love all the sports docs. The sport, especially
Exactly.
you know,
Drive to Survive,
Drive to
the golf one,
Survive,
the golf
the
one.
golf one, Full Swing.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm saying.
the Tour de France. You know that one. I mean, it's
That's what I'm
so
saying.
good. It's so
So
good.
they should have done that with FIFA. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they are.
Maybe.
You know, the hard thing about that though is that it comes out a year later. That's what sucks.
For sure.
Is that it's like, you know, it comes out a year later. You got to wait a year if you know, to like not watch it to figure out what happens.
Absolutely.
But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if it works for them. Next story of the day here. Type a prompt. Get a whole store. Shopify continues to integrate with all of the AI tools in existence. This came from Harley Finkelstein yesterday. We just launched integrations with VO by Versal. I've seen VO, but I wasn't that aware of it. Vercel, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Vercel.
Yeah, Vercel.
VO by Vercel. Replit, Manus, 3 amazing vibe coding tools, 3 more ways to build the store you want. Describe your business. These tools build it, connect to Shopify, and you are selling. This is exactly what I meant when I talk about lowering the barrier to entrepreneurship. All things vibe coding. And then, Jack, do you have the link itself for this page? Bring it up here. Build and run your store from Vercel, Replit, Manus. In my mind, Manus is like the big dog in the room, in the sense that Manus is it owned by Meta? I don't know, but it's like still in Meta's family, I guess. I don't know exactly how that whole thing has played out, but operators inside of our space who are on Manus, using it with Meta, etc., and have built there, now can operate their Shopify store all from the same corner of the internet and corner of their laptop. One thing that I just question now is, in the future, does themes, clicking, dinking, and dunking, does this go away? You know, is it all are we all just going to be chatting the exacts of our artistry upon our website and how it should look and how it should work? Are we just going to be chatting our way forth here into the future? Or, you know, do themes even matter anymore?
It's just going to be a vibe storefront, and it's not even going to be chatting anymore. It's just going to be a whisper flow or a super whisper, and you're just going to talk and make your storefront exactly how you want. This is incredible. This is the next evolution of how Shopify stores are being built, and it's exceptional to see this, that they're integrating with some of the best players in the space on this. I've used Replit a ton, and I've had a fantastic time inside of there building stuff out. And so to apply that directly into Shopify, it's a great win. It's such a great win.
It's a great win. And also, I will just underline here again, I haven't heard of any of Shopify's competitors saying something like this.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't even know where to find them on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, do they put out announcements? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, also Lovable. I didn't even realize they also did Lovable too.
Yeah, Lovable also.
That's a big one.
You know, they just like continue to do all of this incredible stuff, and I never hear from anybody else outside of, I mean, Shopify just, you know, I don't know, builders build, I suppose.
Builders build,
and they continue to do so. Jason is from Meta, I believe. Yes, yeah, client solutions at Meta. Bring up this tweet for us, Jack. This comes from Jason Yim, client solutions at Meta. He says the drag and drop era, this is a good way of phrasing this, the drag and drop era of building on Shopify is over. Meta just launched the Manus and Shopify Builder, and it completely changes how stores are built. You don't pick a template. You don't install plugins. You don't configure payment gateways. You just type a prompt. Create a minimalist online store for a specialty coffee brand with a blog and customer reviews. And I would say, give me lots of nice 5-star customer reviews. In minutes, it generates the entire stack: front-end design, back-end database, Stripe integration, inventory management, SEO optimized product pages. It's production-ready store from moment one. For years, a barrier to entry for e-commerce was technical setup, and that's true. You had to string together Shopify, different plugins, payment processor, etc. Now the barrier to entry is just having a good product and a clear vision. The machine handles the plumbing, you handle the biz. Barrier to entry has never been easier. I think because so much of our ecosystem relies on Meta, to me, the Manus integration is most noteworthy, and interested to see how it all plays out, what people build with it.
Yeah, and it removes the technical limitations you would have had with your idea for, I have an idea for a build out for my Shopify store. I wish I could execute on it. I wish I could build it. Oh, I have to go get a web developer guy. Okay, he's going to quote me. That's going to take a couple days. Okay, maybe I'll review it and then I got to see it. Now it's just you talking in plain text and or, little whisper flow action and describing exactly what you want, and then maybe 2 minutes later, you have a live option ready to rock and roll and deploy. So this is pretty exceptional.
That process that you just described, hey, I want this. Can you give me a quote? Hey, they receive it. Yeah, I'll get you a quote. Let me get back to you on what you need. Question here. That whole thing is horrible. I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that so much. I want speed, baby. Fast. And looks like the drag and drop era inside of Shopify may be largely over. And one would think a very good thing. The barrier continues to be lowered for all of us rebels to get in on entrepreneurship as we move forward to a very exciting time inside of our show, the one and only Ad versus Ad. Before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Proxima AI. Your buyer data already knows what ad you need to make next. You just can't read it yet. And most brands and marketers, they brief from instinct, what ad performed best. Let me read a little data here. Let's try this. Let's go there. Hand it off to the creative team. Problem is an effort. It's that you don't have signal from the customers who are actually buying your product. Proxima changes that input, reads your conversions across real customers from over 2,000 plus e-commerce brands, shows you exactly who's buying, what they're responding to, and where your account has gaps. You connect your Meta, connect your Shopify. Proxima maps every conversion back to a real buyer segment inside the commerce graph. And then what they buy across what they respond to, who you are not reaching, all of the gaps become totally visible. Instead of just briefing from a blank page and starting with a blank page inside your head, you get a feed of creative briefs to begin with. First 3 briefs every month are totally free. Every one of them grounded in the commerce graph is data your competitors don't have. Go to proxima.ai, stop the slop, get a feed of creative briefs. Many thanks for Proxima being part of this show. Now, we have come to the one and only time of the week. It is time for Ad versus Ad. Jack, you get the overlay ready, and I shall press the illustrious sound effect. It is time.
Let the fight begin. Fight me.
I will say some lengthy ads this week. Lengthy ads. Oh, yeah. Okay, much, to be honest, like much longer than I prefer. So long that I myself, even though I knew I selected a banger at 90 seconds in, I was kind of like, okay, like, can we skip forward here? But sometimes it is appropriate. Sometimes it is appropriate to have the substantial messaging and wow factor. And methinks we have that in spades this week. Colin, I'd love you to introduce your ad and kick this whole thing off.
Oh, absolutely. My ad is for the brand new Madden 27 video game that just debuted, and they have the one and only, the incredible, the Wedding Crasher himself, Vince Vaughn, at the beginning of this thing. Let's rock and roll.
And let me just introduce. Can we stop and converse along the way, because we've got some substantial length there? Is that?
This is some length. Yeah, this is like a mini movie.
All right, let's do it.
Huh? What's there to talk about?
Sick.
Undefeated season, Super Bowl champions. I mean, has any other team shut out all their opponents during the regular season and through the playoffs in the Super Bowl before? Oh, no,
I don't
really?
think
We're the
so.
first one? Oh, well, that'll be a fun trivia question going forward. Next question.
Redoes the whole thing.
I'm a decision maker. That's what I do. It's not my fault the rest of the league can't keep
So
up.
sick.
Blame them. But really blame me, because I've raised the bar super high. My first decision, lock down my franchise QB. Caleb, what I'm telling you, big guys, I
Let's
love you.
go.
You wanna know how you know I love you? Because I'm giving you all my money. Good use of funds. Size, athleticism,
So sick.
IQ, chill under pressure. Caleb Williams.
So they're
is
working in real with the actual game, which is
We've done
great.
the focus groups, we've done the straw polls. They love it. It's permafrost.
And then
Look,
they're
I'm not some
showing you
indecisive GM
how to
without
do
a plan
to
who's just
GM
gonna pull
the
a
actual
48-year-old
GM
quarterback out of
part of it.
retirement just because I can.
Vince, checking on that backup QB gig.
How many touchdowns? The answer is yes. How do we stop this? Yes. You're my guy and you're in.
Thanks, Vince.
All right. Great seeing you.
Building something special here.
Not a chance.
Super
Everyone
good.
in here,
Super good. I mean, you incorporate
They're all
Tom
sorts
Brady,
at the
greatest of all
negotiation
time.
table. Lucky I like to
So
talk.
fun.
No. I'll find the money, Jacob. Trade requests, extensions, holdouts.
So then
Leonard,
you're-
there is
you're-
an I
you're
in
showing
Vince.
in all
And there's
the
also an I in
franchise
Vince.
features.
A lot of pageantry. You totally did the right thing. You're fired, but you handled it well. Bye-bye. And you gotta have a deft touch with this stuff.
Worked for me.
Oh,
On the field, I like to
Ronan,
score.
Micah.
Call me crazy. I'm a scheme guy, though. I don't just run the same play over and over just because it works.
A nice little wink,
JK.
wink.
JK.
Everyone's excited about what we've been building. We're 6-0, so I just expect to go to 7-0 and 8-0 and 9-0. My favorite scheme? Get the ball to the money players. The NFC's real hungry.
Golly.
Ton of great
What's a
graphics.
feast without a little gravy?
Let's go,
Defense
young
wins
gravy.
championships. So I stole an all-pro corner from an unsuspecting casual.
He called me brother and then ripped me off.
Incorporating a
This gig is all about
streamer.
keeping your emotions in check.
That's our best player. Demand a trade.
Incorporating a streamer.
You been talking to Vince
And an
Vaughn, ain't you?
SNL.
Vince has been an
SNL.
unbelievable GM. He's new to this, but
It appears to be Vince's world, and we're all just living in it.
You can never get comfortable in this league. That's why I prefer to stay 6 steps ahead. Since you can't predict the weather, I turned the temp way down.
Oh,
So sick.
Everyone copied that one. I also created a whole new menu, Chicago dogs only. Feels nice to be recognized. Last Sunday, I ran nothing but Tampa 2 to take away all those drags you guys love to run.
Goodbye, drag routes.
I have no idea what's going on right now. He was the GM, now he's the coach. What's next? Vince Vaughn
Actual
at quarterback?
commentators for ESPN.
I think it's important to get this out of the way. Bear claw! The rumors are true. Hibernate! Picnic! I'm the coach, I'm the GM, and I will be playing quarterback.
that's not clown.
In on Vince Vaughn at quarterback? He's 56. Nothing can replace just literal decades of life
So
experience.
good.
Decades
Now
and
you do the create your own
decades
player.
and Decades.
This is a joke, right? I can play till 56.
he's 6'5". He's your traditional pocket passer. The knees aren't what they used
Hilarious.
to be. I kind of want to see it.
You know, Caleb's supportive. We're gonna have a spot for him, but I think he's just loving watching me play quarterback. I mean, we're
gonna
a
have a
team.
spot
Everyone
for
puts
him
the
is
team
crazy.
first, and that's why I'm running everything. To all
You
the haters
gotta
out
love
there,
it.
do me a favor. Stick around and watch it. It'll be more of the same next year. Thank you again. Go Bears. Would you look at that? I mean, do I deserve a statue next to Sweetness?
I
I'm
think
not
so.
saying I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get one too.
Maybe.
Time to run it back.
Yeah. So a few things that I love about it. Go ahead and stop it for us, Jack. A few things that I love about it. I mean, obviously, all of the characters that they worked in. Vince Vaughn, I mean, he's so likable. And the whole way that he's talking about this, and it's my franchise, that's what actual Madden players do. Say, oh, you're gonna talk
100%.
about my dynasty, my franchise. I just traded such and such, and my creative player. And they work in all of those features all the way through it. That was incredible. It was a masterpiece.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I also love that they focused in on bringing in people that are in the current zeitgeist, in the current ecosystem of the news and everything that they're talking about. They're actually using commentators for the NFL. And then on top of that, they're actually using streamers and hilarious people to support the role. So it was a full package.
How much do you think that cost to make?
Oh gosh, maybe 10 mil.
I mean, that's a lot of money that went into making.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. Probably 10, maybe 15 mil.
Golly. Woo. That's a lot for a launch video. That's a lot of money.
Madden makes like $1 billion every year.
How much? Let's just ask Google. Let's ask Google. How much does the Madden franchise make yearly? Madden franchise make yearly. Okay, yeah, 600 mil to $1 billion in annual revenue.
You want to know something hilarious? So I was watching Joe Rogan yesterday. Oh, we get it, podcast, bro. You're watching Joe Rogan yesterday. Yeah, I was. And so Jamie, you know how he has Jamie pull up stuff?
Yeah.
And like make sure everything's good? Perplexity fully sponsors that now. So whenever Rogan's like, Jamie, pull that up or Google that, it's like a Perplexity window that comes up and it's like sponsored by Perplexity. And then Perplexity gives them all the answers live.
That is awesome.
Rogan with a beast little move.
What a great way to work in a sponsor there with Perplexity.
Yeah. Super clean too. You didn't even feel it.
Interesting that they do that on well, I guess this Shopify deal they do ad reads. So I guess that makes sense, right? Don't they do ad reads?
They still do ad reads. He has all of the rights and advertising rights still to his show, but he is just exclusively with Spotify.
I mean Spotify. I think I said Shopify.
Yeah, Spotify. But he's still allowed mid ad roll reads, I believe. 99% sure. He's still allowed mid ad roll reads for the show.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, a great find by you. I will say I have dug into the bag here to try and match your magnum opus that you have delivered to us.
Pretty crazy find.
It's a crazy find. Mine, I will say, in the first 24 hours of being released, has 11 million views on YouTube. Okay. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I hope that you haven't, so that you can be wowed by it. This comes to us by way of Nike football. This is called Rip the Script. And I don't know if they're doing a play on RIP or what they're doing, but let us play. I may just have you fast forward at some, Jack, just because I mean this thing's long, but it is impressive. Let's play this one and see how it rolls forth.
No! Gillian! How many times? No improv, no theatrics. Just head the ball. With your head! You're not even listening to me. None of these players
actual footballers, by the way.
Exactly. Actual World Cup ballers of ballers.
What's the problem? The director.
Not okay.
Kim K. You know?
Kim's here.
Just give us 2 minutes.
Bro, I ain't even got 1 minute. What we doing? The kids ready?
Travis Scott.
What are you doing?
Now they just start balling everywhere and in every way.
We'll get there.
Nice.
Security! Hey, come back here!
Jack, just fast forward. Just fast forward. Just exactly. Just keep going. What's happening? It's still happening.
For fun.
See? It never stops. Lisa from Blackpink. Okay.
Really good.
We got Zidane.
Football
will be back.
This is all
Exactly.
When the seagulls frozen.
I mean, just keeps going. All right, skip again, Jack.
being so patient.
Habían dicho que eran 5 minutos.
All right, skip again, Jack. I mean, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
LeBron.
There's
That's a
LeBron
good one. And Ronaldo.
No, you got it.
and Ronaldo.
For you.
This is made for you. The goats goodbye.
I mean, you're both the goats.
Now Ronaldo's here. Let's go. Let's go. All right, skip again, Jack.
Back up.
I mean, it just keeps going, man. This is like a movie.
Hey, I don't know which one costs more, yours or mine.
All right, skip again, Jack.
I saw this one. That was sick.
Listen.
That's so sick.
It's like
It's Central C.
What's going on?
That's amazing.
it's
Actually,
crazy.
Central C.
All right, skip again, Jack. I mean, it's just wild.
This
There you
one.
Unbelievable.
Wild.
And music.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Baller.
Wow.
I mean, it's just I don't think I've ever seen something so epic in sports. I don't think I've ever seen something produced so epic.
I don't know which one cost more, yours or mine. They both were sizable chunks of change. That's some serious cash. I will say also, I beat up on Nike all the time. This is exactly what I want from them. Exactly.
Yes.
This is exactly what they should be doing. It's exactly what I want from them. When we beat up on them maybe a month ago, I was like, they need to work with great creators. They need to work with athletes again. They need to become cool again.
Yes.
That's exactly what that is. And so this is a tough call. I'm going to be so honest. This is a real tough call.
It's a tough call. I mean, it's so tough that
Jack?
I have a hard time even remembering what the first ad was at this point. It's just it's
gosh.
tough. It's tough, I will say Nike doubling down, doing exactly what we've been asking of them. Golly, producing a movie. And let's see what producer Jack has to say. I don't know what she's going to pick.
Madden 27. Let's go. It's Vince's world. Yeah.
It's, I don't know what to say. We need a new judge. Anyway, we take our L's when they come. She says it was funny. Yeah, it was. It was funny. Only one of them had LeBron, though. Okay, only one of them had LeBron and Ronaldo.
One had Tom Brady.
Yeah, one had Tom Brady.
That's true.
Golly.
Let's go,
Well,
Jack. Great pick, Jack.
And I will say, be interesting to see what Nike does the rest of this year. Be interesting to see. Pope, Wemby. We'll see. Hopefully Wemby wins the chip for Nike's sake. We'll see.
Not good.
They're coming out blazing for the World Cup. I think Nike's doubling down, baby. I think they're trying to come back on the come up. They're not going to go away into the night quietly. They're going to fight the dying of the light. All right, as we move forward here, we have the one and only Will Fry coming to us very soon, founder and CEO of American Operator. Before he does, we are going to move forward to our lightning round. stories of the day. And as we do, let us talk of Rocked After Sell. Ladies and gentlemen, most D2C brands, they are laser focused on getting the next net new customer, as they should be. But the real lever is making more money with the orders that you are already getting. If you're getting 5,000 orders a month and you can sprinkle in an extra $3 to $4 on each one of those, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. That is what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, and Groove Life are doing with Rocked After Sale right now, right now. And it's through adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from the cart through the thank you page, and then stacking an extra 30 to 50 cents just by showing offers from Disney Plus, etc. This is high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. No hit to conversion, no impact on LTV, and you can be live in minutes. It is a no-brainer. Ladies and gentlemen, go to aftersell.com/offers. Start monetizing what you have already built. Many thanks for Rocked After Sell being part of the show. Now, as we move forward to our lightning round here, the Cash App wand has everyone in an uproar. And by uproar, I mean it being sold out completely. Jack of Block and Square, former owner, C-suite CEO, exec of Twitter, now on the illustrious platform X. He released this magic wand. Just go ahead and play this for us, Jack. Give us a little sound, if you will, while it goes by. It is exactly what it looks like. It's a payment wand. It's a wand that you can attach and dink on a payment processor, and no more credit card necessary. They just wave the wand, and this thing went bananas. It's sold out in less than 1 day. Before we get into all of the details, your thoughts here on this, Colin?
This is a fun, kind of whimsical way to kind of make a little splash for your brand. Shopify did this about 5 or 6 years ago. Harley was walking around with the Shop Pay and tapping people with the wand and giving people Shop Pay cash in person in South by Southwest. I got some Shop Pay cash from Harley personally. It was amazing. It was a great time. This is a super fun thing to move forward with as well. It's interesting in the fact that a lot of YouTubers have also taken this idea previously. They've also done some really interesting items as well. So you can see them doing, just random stuff like teddy bears or XY insert thing. They'll actually just insert the credit card into the thing and then be like, hey, can I pay with my teddy bear? And then it becomes a video. It's all of that. So this was in the, YouTube creator zeitgeist before it hit Cash App, but this is a fun little moment that they're having. I just hope your wand doesn't get stolen and your Cash App gets absolutely drained.
Yeah, a few points here to underline what you've already said. Shopify already did this. Okay, it has existed. Okay, it has existed in a number of forms and ways. I remember when Shopify did this a few years ago, and goated flex by you that Harley gave you said shop points. It has existed in a number of ways. It seems like a kind of a adult toy. It's kind of like a interesting adult appendage. I can put it on my purse if I carry a purse, which I don't, or I could put it on my key ring. Maybe they make one that's more appealing to elder millennials like myself, and I put it on my key ring. I do think it's fun. It's whimsical. It's interesting. It's not the first that the world has ever seen. They did sell out though, and they sold out like crazy. And this is just the first of many to come. Did you know? How many would you guess? How many teens would you guess, Colin Doherty, have the Cash App?
How many people have the Cash App? The teens?
Before we get there, do you use the Cash App?
I do not, but I'm a big fan of the fact that they use iShowSpeed as a key influencer for Cash App. It's a great grab by them, and they did basically custom emojis for iShowSpeed as a whole campaign. It's a great move.
I do not use the Cash App.
I don't use Cash App.
Methinks they appeal to a younger crowd than you and I.
Yeah.
Which is okay. That's great.
Sure.
That's great.
Totally.
The iShowSpeed campaign, great campaign. Love that. Bring this up for us, Jack. 1 in 5 teens have a Cash App card. 1 in 5 have a Cash App card. And then just reading here what they've brought to us. While digital wallets are invisible and physical cards are often buried in wallets, Cash App tags are just the opposite, said Thomas Templeton, hardware lead at Block. We see a unique opportunity here to make payments visible and social for the first time. Early testers have told us that they've loved carrying the wand and showing it off at checkout. Ding! So we believe there's a real appetite for this among our customers. 1 in 5 American teens already have the customizable Cash App card, the most popular debit card in the U.S. among this audience. Now, that's not just have the Cash App. It's have the Cash App card. Have the card. That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And use it as a vehicle for self-expression by choosing exclusive styles, stamps, emojis, even drawing their own designs. A recent Cash App survey of Gen Z consumers also found that 38% purchase collectibles, accessories, or limited edition items at least monthly.
Wow.
More than any other generation. Cash App tags meet the moment by turning the point of sale into an eye-catching extension of the customer's personal style. Now, this context that they've given us here, it makes me think that this is super smart by them. Super smart. If they are tied in and tapped in with Gen Z teenagers, they've got this data. About a third of them are buying some kind of collectible-ish thing every month. And 1 in 5 already have our card. Then why not just make this a cool, like, teenage toy where I'm bringing personal style to the buying experience and bringing them forward in a kind of a stylish form of adulthood, bringing that style, the pizzazz to the payment processor. I think this is super smart of them, and this is going to be one of many more Cash App tags to come.
Yeah. I also think this can be now incorporated into basically a TikTok trend of all of the people that got the sold out Cash App wand.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of FOMO on top of all of that. This is still great execution by Cash App. We are talking about them because they did something interesting. And at the end of the day, that's one of the most important things you can do as a software or consumer company.
Do something interesting. Bring this tweet up from Cam Warboys. He is head of product design at Cash App and Afterpay. He said, "We're sold out. Don't miss the next Cash App tag coming soon." I believe that was in less than 24 hours. They were completely sold out. And then I think this would be a great idea. Look at this. This was somebody's AI generated idea kind of on top of this. Bill Roulette. By the Cash App. No. Did you know that? I mean, I don't think I don't know that this exists in kind of wand-esque form, or does it?
Well, there's the version of this Bill Roulette where you basically get all of the credit cards at the table and you grab all of them and then you give them to the waiter or waitress and you say pick one. And then that's the winner that night of who pays for the entire dinner. So that's just taking this to a digital form.
I think that Bill Roulette, like, it's some kind of a wand AI heart. I mean, it doesn't have to be AI, but bringing this into a physical form and then like putting your phone up there, putting your card up there, dinging your wand, like gamifying this, I think would be really cool. I think that this would be a great idea.
That'd be fun from a content perspective too.
Exactly, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be?
Grab all the content of all those tables in that restaurant, partner with a great restaurant, push out like, I don't know, 30 of these bad boys. You can do it in one day. You can do it in a whole day of just people doing Bill Roulette.
And everybody's got their different wand or their phone up there. And then, maybe there's some element of, there's a chance you get your whole meal free. Nice. That kind of thing would be very interesting. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, kind of gamify it a bit. I love that.
Gamify it. Gamify it. Life's short. You know, why not gamify? Why not gamify things if we can? Next story here, tech giants playing Mafia. You know, have you ever, if you haven't played Mafia, ladies and gentlemen, I would highly recommend it. Why don't you just play it with sound off here, Jack, and we'll talk about it as it takes place. If you haven't played Mafia before, you should. How would you describe Mafia, Colin?
Mafia is basically like, I could be totally wrong on this, but it's like you are, oh, there you go. Mafia is a part of the game. The purpose is to deceive and detect the deception. Basically, it's like, who is the deceitful one? You try to find who is the deceitful one among the table, and you try to oust them before he kills everybody.
Yeah. And you got townspeople, you got a sheriff, there's like a number of roles. You got somebody that's kind of emceeing the whole thing. Like, I forget that role's name. But anyway, the people who are here are like the giants of tech, okay?
There's like $1 trillion in that room.
Exactly. You got Sam Altman, you got Palmer Luckey, you got everyone who's anyone is there and making this thing happen. You got Brian Johnson of Don't Die. And what's kind of crazy to me is that, number one, this is beautifully done. It's super entertaining. It's super entertaining. Part of me like wonders, why is this entertaining to me? Because it is.
Yeah.
I've played Mafia. It's a blast. Mike Solana, founder of Pirate Wires. I've played it. It's a blast. You know, sometimes I've played it and I've said, like, I never want to do that again because I was tired of just lying the whole night. But anyway, it's a blast to play. Why do you think this is so interesting to watch, though, Colin? Because it is. It's compelling. It's entertaining.
This is humanizing these founders and people that we see on our timeline. Founder of Flexport, Ryan. I mean, all these people we see on our timeline all the time. And you are now humanizing them, making them a likable character. You're realizing their humanity. There's a couple drinks flowing. You know, it's a fun time. You can realize that these people aren't just like the robots that are only scaling things up and to the right for a bajillion years. Like, these are human beings that are just having fun, trying to have a good time. It's also a great move that Founders Fund is sitting on top of this, because this then becomes the FOMO of like, well, how can I get into that? Another piece of this is the fact that this is such a great PR angle. There's a couple folks in here, and I won't name names and poke fun, that are not good from a branding perspective outside to the general public. So if you have a founder who is not very good at the general perception of the public, you might want to call up the Founders Fund and get them thrown into this game for episode 2, because now you are actually making all of these folks likable. You're making them actually like a human being. And it's like, it's just a fun game. It's a good time.
I was wondering, I'm going away from this now, but I was wondering, like, do we all find this so fascinating simply because, like, we don't ever get together and play games like this anymore in 2026?
100%.
You know, I wondered, and you know, maybe there's some credence to that. I like the point that you have made here, though, specifically, you know, inside of, call it a category. I think there's applicable takeaways on the content piece, simply from on the route of humanizing what are popular characters, notable influencers, athletes, founders, etc. You know, if you were, let's just say, you know, this was when I was back at Bruce Bolt, operating inside the baseball ecosystem, doing something like this and just applying it to baseball and bringing together a few popular, well-known influencers, athletes associated with Bruce Bolt, getting our founder in there, Bear, who everybody loves, and then just playing a game and filming it in this kind of like epic style where, you know, a great set, part of the set is part of this thing. But there's like a ton of just interest I have in watching this. And I can't totally figure out why, but I think all of these things are working in concert. And this is an interesting format that I think can be applied in numerous other categories outside of just tech specifically, that would be winsome for your brand to be sitting on top of, for your founder to be involved in, have creators like associated with you, even if they aren't officially a part, an official ambassador of your company. I think there's something interesting about this format that people can take away if well done in this same kind of way.
Yeah. And it's also something to note where if you want to look at this from another level up above that, this is one of the best VC funds in the entire world is now making long form, high quality content.
It's a good point.
That is to note that why are some of the best VC funds in the world focusing on live and high quality long form content? This is where all the money is. If you want to know who has most of the money in VC, Founders Fund is one of the top funds in the entire world. Why are they focusing on this? Why is this the push forward? Also, this went crazy viral. This was super well received. I mean, Jack, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see this got posted and already got 2 million views.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Definitely something to think about. And there is a way that they are showcasing this is going to be a series because they said Mafia episode 001. So they're building out these series of content pieces. It's a really interesting way to think about how VC is kind of evolving.
Also to take note of here, I know yesterday we covered Oren talking about how the Yapper has reached its peak and it will only be, dwindling in its power here forward. New formats, always testing, etc. I think there's signal here, the way this is performed and what people can take away from it and develop inside of their own niche as well. We will pause with the lightning round there. Why, Chris? Why would we pause when there's more stories to discuss? The reason that we will pause is because the one and only Will Fry is here. Founder and CEO of American Operator. They are acquiring small businesses from retiring owners and going up and to the right. Very much focused on Main Street and getting incredible high agency operators inside of all of those brands and businesses that they end up acquiring before he comes inside of this show. Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Intelligems. What is the next idea that you have? If you have an idea for your business, Intelligems is the place to go and test it. A price change, adding subscriptions, maybe a bundling strategy or an app. Discovering and testing those high growth opportunities is exactly what Intelligems does. It's why it exists. AI-powered testing platform helps you find the changes worth making that are going to actually put profit in your pocket at the end of the day. If you're looking for your next idea, they have you covered. Go to intelligems.io/audit, intelligems.io/audit. In just a few minutes, you will have 3 ideas that you can test today. AI-powered audits completely free. Go to intelligems.io/audit. Many thanks for Intelligems being part of this show. Now, we must bring the one and only Will Fry into this show. He is he's a Penn, a Wharton grad, a former business broker, and he is doing big things inside of our space, especially as the boomers begin to retire. What's happening to all of those healthy businesses? Who is going to acquire them and run them and go up and to the right? We want to get his mind share on what businesses are worth buying today, what's happening in 2026. Everybody, welcome inside this show, the one and only Will Fry, founder and CEO of American Operators. Get it!
That is amazing. Most liked entrance of all time. That is I need more of this in my life.
Oh, well, that's what we try to do it. We try to do it right. We try to do it right.
You did it right.
People like you, Will. Man, give us some background, if you would, Will. The things that I didn't mention. Man, how did you get here to what you are doing today? I mean, I find this to be I find the opportunities on Main Street, most of my time is spent on the interwebs and inside of e-commerce and direct to consumer. But I just, when I think about Main Street and retiring boomers and what's going to happen to all of these small businesses, to me, it seems like it's rife with opportunity. But man, if you would, I'd love to just Google Earth out a little bit and give us a little bit of your backstory, how you got here today.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the short version of it is that I grew up in it, from a small town in Eastern North Carolina called Greenville. And you mentioned kind of I went to Wharton undergrad, which I normally rarely bring up in conversations at risk of sounding like I don't know if we're allowed to swear on here, but you can kind of fill in the blank of where I was headed. But the irony of it is that 6-7 years ago now, a bunch of our family friends were going through retirement, and there's no business broker in East North Carolina. And they're like, oh, Will went to Wharton. He can help us. And like, that means absolutely nothing. I was like a hood rat undergrad, just having fun and building stuff. But I guess I was kind of anointed to try to help out. And the more that I dug into it, I was like, oh shit, there's so many of these businesses that are critical to the communities. They employ a bunch of people. Their kids move off to in my case, most of my friends were in like Raleigh or Wilmington or Charlotte. They don't want to take over the family business. And they really just don't have a clear opportunity of what to do. Nowadays, as Main Street has become more in vogue or popular, they're forced to make the decision between two things. One is, hey, you have all these Wall Street guys trying to roll up different industries that could sell out to one of those private equity funds. And not all private equity is evil, but oftentimes that doesn't necessarily end in the kind of outcome that the owners want, both for their community, for their employees, for their customers. Or they can take an absolute flyer on an individual figuring out how to buy a business. And buying a business is not easy. It's a learned skill. And if you look at a lot of the individuals, you're kind of unicorn hunting. You're looking for someone who knows how to buy a business, who has the money to finance the business, and who actually knows how to operate it. And the reality is, normally you get one or the other. You get some guy from, GSB or Harvard or Wharton who thinks he's the smartest guy in the room and has all the tabs in his Excel spreadsheet, but has never stepped foot in a metal fab or a peanut processing plant or fill in the blank. Or you get the more blue collar folks who really know what they're doing from an operational side, but they don't even have Excel downloaded, and say, all right, well, neither of these is probably the ideal outcome. And so that's, what we're setting out to tackle.
Wow.
In 2026, what are you looking for as far as business categories? What's a great business for? Imagine, you're starting out. You want to give someone a good starter business where it's not going to be, hey, you need to go launch a massive biotech company. That's a little overwhelming. Could you give them a kind of an easier starter business that you would be looking for in 2026?
Yeah, so we focus on 3 categories. Industrials, so within that is like manufacturing and distribution. Business services, so within that are like commercial plumbing, commercial electrical, asphalt, paving, septic. And then the last category is what we call consumer services, which is largely, residential landscaping, residential HVAC, automotive, collision repair, that sort of thing. If I was giving advice on what business to start from scratch, I would typically look at something that is relatively high growth and labor dependent because of your point. Like, you don't want a bunch of startup costs. So I wouldn't do anything in industrials. I wouldn't do something like septic, for instance, where a vac truck could run you 250, 500K. I'd probably do something like landscaping, fencing is a really good one. Roofing, you can come up to speed actually quite quickly. The license trades are hard because if you don't have a journeyman, you're not going to be able to get the master license and be able to really run your business compliantly. So yeah, I'd focus kind of more on home services where you can do a lot of the blocking and tackling yourself and ramp up from there.
Amazing.
I have often thought of this, Will, simply because in our audience and a ton of my friends, very incredible digital skills as far as getting eyeball, content related, even managing inventory, things like that, managing, on a small scale, managing people. But it's all, a lot of it really centered around around doing digital services, basically.
Yeah.
And I have
Sure.
always wondered, I've always dreamed, boy, maybe someday I can just take what I've learned over here and find a real winsome way to apply it on Main Street and just do a bang up job and make all the monies that have ever existed. But I've never done that. And, to be honest, very few of my friends have gone that way simply because, object in motion stays in motion. But if somebody like I described came to you and said, "Well, I want to be a small business owner. I've been making everybody else money. I think I can do this, but most of my skills and my experience has been over here in kind of the digital world." Now, what would you coach them up? Where would you send them? What would you say to them first? Would you tell them, "Don't do that. You're not ready"? Or, what would you say, Will?
I think at the end of the day, you have to believe in people, and I probably wouldn't say you're not ready. I think for them, the question is twofold. One, do they take their skills and just set up their own agency within something they know really well? Or do they take the route of saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy a business and use my skills to create and capture value through that business that I own"? That may not be an agency. It may be a services business or a distribution business or fill in the blank. I think there are probably like two other things for that person to keep in mind. One is that make sure that the edge that you have is the edge the business actually needs. I say that because I meet a bunch of people who are like, "Oh, the business doesn't have a website, doesn't have a CRM. I'm a digital guru. I'm going to throw a website. I'm going to throw a CRM." Well, maybe the business has existed for 30 years without a website because it actually doesn't need a website, and a website isn't valuable just because you have one. Like, I see that fallacy of like, "Hey, I'm going to get a commercial contracting business and slap like awesome ads on it and this snazzy website and this AI enabled CRM." And it's like, look, dude, like, you get all your work from general contractors who are bidding you out subcontracting work. They're not Googling. They don't need to find the website. They don't care.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if your edge is going to be that, make sure you have a business that needs that edge. And that's where like the residential stuff normally is way more of a marketing motion than a sales motion. And so if you're really good at digital, I would say do that. The second thing is make sure that if there's a piece of the business that you have to get right, you can actually do that. An example of what I'm alluding to is like estimation. If you come from a digital world, but you don't know how to estimate a residential paint job, there's a world in which you go and you buy that business or you start that business and you become your own worst enemy because you're either overestimating because you don't know what you're doing and no one's giving you work because it's more expensive, or you're underestimating and you're winning a whole bunch of work, but it's all unprofitable and you just dug your own grave a different way.
So
that would be my
great
I don't know,
point.
guidance.
Those are great points.
Well, I know you said you don't want to mention Wharton because you feel that it is pretentious and, but not all of us got into Wharton. It's one of the best schools on the entire country. That
Donnie J, baby.
There you go.
Send them to the White House.
What is it? What's a key kind of piece of advice or something you learned at Wharton that's still applicable to this day that maybe the folks that all didn't get into Wharton, I didn't get in, I'm going to be honest, I didn't get anywhere, could use for their business? What was some of those really big insights that you draw from Wharton?
It's nothing I learned in the classroom. I think it's probably two things. One is like always surround yourself with people who are like way, way, way better than you. Specifically in your professional life. Normally in your personal life, it's fun to, have a little mix. But in your professional life, you kind of always want to be pushed and outmatched and feel like you don't deserve to be surrounded by the people that you do. And I say that because like two things. One, obviously you can learn a lot from them. But for me, like I'm a very competitive person and it makes me be like, shit, we got to go faster. I got to push harder. And so it's inspiring from that perspective. I think the second piece is that stay curious. Like one of the best pieces of advice I got was while I was in undergrad, and it was someone that I met through school. They weren't a professor or a student, but it was, I think, an alumni And he was like, hey, Will, like your only job for the first 10 years after high school is to max your learnings per day. Like, don't care about pedigree, don't care about how much money you made. And that gave me a license. Like, I didn't try to go to Goldman. I didn't try to go to Wall Street.
Sure.
And it was because like I had that kind of borrowed confidence from him of like, just like nerd out and compound learnings, and it'll pay off in the long run. And so I think that's probably like maybe the second piece of advice or learnings that I got from undergrad.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Man, tell me this, Will. When people come to you and they're like, I want to be a business owner. I'm ready for this. Maybe I got the money, maybe I don't. Maybe I probably need help all around. But is there a certain kind of person where you meet them and you're just like, man, this person's high agency. I'm sure that we can find them the kind of right fit, or we can direct them in the right direction. Is there a kind of person that you come across that you just feel like, there's a few things we need to work on, but they got the right stuff? What is that stuff, if it exists?
I would break it down to like the technical skills and then the person. The person answers or thoughts are probably more interesting, and that would be, you want someone who like loves the suck, because like it just sucks. Like it just sucks. There's no other way around it. You have to love the suck.
Yeah.
Like I meet a number of people who are like, oh, I want to leave corporate America and do business ownership because I'll have freedom and autonomy. It's the least free thing you could ever do. You're a slave to yourself, like, but you're still a slave, or you're a slave to your customers. And so like, I think you want people who are in it for the right reasons. And normally that's like, they want ownership. They want to provide value to people. Maybe they have like a little bit of ego. They want to prove to their spouse or their family that they can do it. And I think like a little bit of ego is healthy generally. But it's not because like, I want this like freedom or independence, because you're not free, or not in the same way at least. So I'd say that's probably piece one. And then piece two is I want someone who I can probe really hard on what they've done in the past, particularly like mistakes they've made or really shitty life experiences that they've gone through, and they've reflected and like do things slightly differently because of that experience. The worst people are the people who just like bang their head for like a decade, and it's like, dude, there's like a door like 2 clicks to your right. Like, why don't you walk through the door? And they're just not actually like improving. I would say those are probably the two big like personality or life experience things that I try to look for.
So that's good. Imagine you find that perfect person, but they have no capital. How are you? How does that conversation then change? Where it's like, you are the perfect pedigree we need. You're going to be the perfect person. You just have no capital. Like, this is how we do this.
That's fine. Most of the folks that we partner with are putting next to nothing into the deal. So like our model is at close, we give them 10% of the company that we've acquired, and they earn into 70% over the course of a decade. So their co-invest, whatever amount of money they put into the deal, is going to increase it from like 10% to like 10.05. Like, it's immaterial. We're giving them 10% regardless of how much money they're putting in. And so what we do care about is that their personal finances are in order, because that's a good proxy for how they would run the business. And the shame, and like one of the issues that is bipartisan, is like we have a huge affordability crisis here, and life happens, they get into medical debt, like some shit happens, and their credit's really not in a good spot. And like, we have to know that it was like a blip on the radar. It's even if like their score isn't great, they've been current the past 36 months, so on and so forth. Because our fear is like, hey, you think you're going to be a great crypto trader, and then you buy a, i5, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? So that's the financial issues that we get tripped up. It's not how much money you can bring to the table, but it's like, is your house in order? Or like, you got people coming after you with some bats and shit because you made some poor decisions.
You don't.
What shocks you how common it is. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
They're showing up to closing in the Range Rover Defender, and they're like, "Oh, I did it as a celebration." You're like, "Oh no, this isn't good. You missed
please
this."
Please don't do that.
I find this fascinating, Will. You know, coming into it 10% and then you earn your way up from there. I mean, that's can you tell me more about this? I mean, just describe more of this, because I find this incredibly compelling. You know, give me the whole gamut of American Operator and how this thing works. This is incredible.
Yeah, like our the reason we exist is we want to keep the American dream alive, because as soon as you think that, you know, there's no more upward mobility and you can't become a millionaire and tomorrow's going to be worse than today, you enter like a death spiral as a country. And that's what drives us. Like, we don't want a world where all of these private equity funds own all the businesses in Main Street. The question is like, okay, well, how do you do that? And we spent about 4 years operating more of a picks and shovels business, where we would try to offer kind of a la carte capital and services to folks who are interested in buying a business. And the challenge becomes buying a business is really hard. And the people who are best suited to run the business aren't the people who are actually good at buying it, and vice versa. So that's when we launched this operate to own model, where we're like, hey, we're really good at sourcing and underwriting deals. We've seen a ton of transactions, so we know what goes poorly on the back end as well. Let us centralize that and then back the folks who are best suited to lead it, and create a pathway for them to become majority owners. The reason that we have that kind of share transfer mechanism over time is to make sure that they do become majority owners and the business stays in the hands of local owner operators. And if I had to argue, why is it selfish or in our interest to do that to an investor or someone like that, I would say that by having that mechanism, we're able to get retiring owners to partner with us at lower prices than they would to private equity, because we're delivering them the non-monetary stuff that they care about. And then secondly, we're able to partner with really great operators and not have to pay them a shit ton of cash, because they know, oh, there's this huge kind of equity that I'm building in this business and wealth I'm building there. And so typically we're paying around 120 to 200K base salary for the operators we partner with. Which if you compared what like a private equity fund is paying, they're paying like 300-400K plus a huge bonus. Now they're only giving them like a point or so or less of the deal. Why that matters to us is it means we can partner with much smaller businesses and not have this like operator salary that on day one is just bleeding the business dry of cash because you're having to pay up a really big salary. And so that's kind of the two selfish reasons that we do it.
Man, I am blown away by this. I love this. This is great, Will. Man, that's so impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's I wish, 5 years ago I woke up from a dream and had the model baked out, but it took 4 years of brain damage to get here. So
Will, could you talk a little bit about I think people fall in love with very sexy businesses, and I think there's some of the worst businesses that you could possibly own and operate, just because it's a horrible thing. Could you talk about actually some of the worst businesses that people can go into, where even though they look like the shiny thing, the fun thing to do, it's actually a horrendous idea if you're a first-time operator or a second-time operator?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some like pithy smartass comment, but generally speaking, you want to like absolutely run from wherever all the newly graduated MBAs are headed into.
All right.
And it's like, it's true for maybe two reasons. One is that anytime something's hot, the price of that thing rises irrationally. So like you saw it in you see it right now actually in HVAC, where HVAC is like unsexy, but it's become sexy. And so you have Apollo just invested in a firm called Apex Home Services, which is backed by a private equity group called Alpine, and they valued it at 20 times EBITDA. This huge kind of roll up of HVAC. Wow. What that means is that Alpine can pay really high prices 10 times to a really small HVAC business, and it still pencils for them because they have that kind of spread. No individual, we can't compete. We're nowhere close to that. Right. And so what happens is sometimes you get individuals being like, oh, it's okay. Well, they're valued at 20 times on the back end. I can put a bunch of these, that's like fake math. That's not real math. You don't know that math is going to be true 5 years down the line. So I think that's kind of thing number one. Thing number two is as you have the money pour in and the prices get really high, you're having to compete with the best of the best because the money's attracting them into the space. Yeah. So not only are the price is high, but also the people there are savages. And to give Apex some credit, They have some of the best operators in the game. They have this really badass veteran recruiting process where they bring in a bunch of guys from like Ranger Regiment to run the HVAC businesses. So like they're not evil. Like I prefer our model, and I think our model is better for the country, but they're not evil and they're good. Like they know what they're doing. So it's like, you're going to tell me that you're going to come in here with no HVAC experience and compete with them? Like, no way. You're not. They're going to eat your lunch. So I think generally speaking, you want to go after stuff where you have your own conviction about it. The math pencils without assuming any bubble or it becoming hot. And then if it becomes hot after you enter it, that's all the better. And so like for us, we do a lot of stuff that like septic's a good example. Like people don't love poop, generally speaking.
Fair enough.
But 75% of all new homes constructed in New England have a septic tank. Only 2% in Texas. And so there are parts of the country where you need these septic services. And then you have kind of a baseline demand because a lot of sewer systems require regular like grease trap cleaning, and like automotive, you need to make sure that you're cleaning out your traps so that chemicals and solids aren't getting back into the main water supply for the city or town that you live in. So you have this kind of like recurring work from the businesses that are required to do it from different agencies. And then you have the kind of construction element for areas of the country. So like that's the type of stuff that we like, where it's like, hey, you need them to exist. You don't want them to go out of business. That's really bad for the local homeowners. There are elements there's a credible reason that it's going to continue to exist for the next 20 years. It's not sexy. You can't slap AI on it. Like AI is not dredging your septic tank anytime soon. And then we can partner with operators who've been in the industry for a decade or two and be like, hey, it's time for you to become an owner. So that's the type of stuff we like to do. And normally it's a little bit, niche. The other area that we end up playing a lot in is like bumfuck nowhere. Like that's where most of our deals are. So like if you think about like who you need to buy one of these businesses, you need operating expertise and capital. And if you're in Houston, there are a lot of people who have both because it's a really big metro. People want to move there. You can convince your spouse to move there. If you're in like middle of nowhere, Idaho, there's no one in town who has both of those. And then separately, the folks who do and could potentially relocate, normally their spouse who's living on the Upper East Side isn't really looking to do that to her social life. So that's where we can come in and be like, hey, we can unbundle the really great operators, back them with the capital. And a lot of the folks that we partner with, they actually relocate to the business.
Oh, wow. I love all of that. There was a guy that went viral who cleans out and dredges septic tanks in the South.
Yeah.
And he went viral on TikTok because he does it and he records all his stuff. And, the homeowner will be like, is this gross? He's like, no, I'm pumping out liquid gold. What do you mean? And he loves it. And so he has this passion for septic tanks, which is making him a lot of money now. And then he's also kind of shifted that into a content career too. But pretty wild stuff.
And to give you a counter example is porta potties are super hot by PE. Because like you have the whole like supply chain, you have a brand that people know, you can sell in. So like we don't touch portable sanitation because they trade at crazy multiples.
Yeah, I also love the fact that you've brought up the that Apex Ranger model, because I've actually I've dove into that personally, and when you read that, you're like, I don't want to compete against these guys, because the way that they're thinking about it, it's like, well, I don't want to compete against this dude. I feel like he wakes up at 3 a.m. and then runs 50 miles and then just eats, breathes, and sleeps the business. Like I don't want to compete against that guy.
You want to compete where you win.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Man, this is compelling. This is compelling, man.
Thank you.
Tell me this. People who are listening, watching, we'll clip this up 1,000 ways and repost it hereafter. But they want to find you. They want to talk with you. They want to become the kind of person, that, becomes a owner operator alongside you and earns that kind of equity long term. Man, where did they go? What's the process look like? Where should they find you, talk to you, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, feel free to reach out. I'm on X. Sometimes I post, sometimes I don't. It normally is the opposite of whatever chaos in my life is going on. So, like, if I go radio silence, high chaos. But I'm on X and LinkedIn. You can reach out to us at AmericanOperator.com. I would say there's kind of 3 ways for folks to get involved. One, if they have around 7 years of experience in one of these industries, we would love for the opportunity to partner with them and help make them an owner. And they can reach out on the website. Cole from our team will hop on the phone with them. 2 is if they know a retiring owner, we have a referral program where we'll give them 2% of whatever we buy the business for. They can either take it as cash, or they can be like, hey, I actually want to stay along for the ride and roll it as equity. So like if they have a friend or a family member, they can do well by them, and then also get a little bit of skin in the game for themselves. And then if they just love America and the American dream and Main Street, we don't really have a great way for them to get involved. Besides, we have a crazy Facebook group that's pretty fun. We sell some swag. We have a bat. I should send you all the bat. This is the owner story. It's called it's to defend Main Street from all the finance bros, and it says "not for baseball" on it.
I love that. Do you
have
baller? Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. We want to see the bat.
Incredible.
Not for baseball.
That's how you do it.
Man, I'm so glad that we have had him on the show, man. I'm inspired by American Operator. I mean, this guy's a beast, and their mission is powerful. Let's see. Let's see it here, Will.
So this is our not for baseball wooden baseball bat.
Love it.
And then it has American Operator on the base of it.
Oh,
and if you ever get some like annoying people in your business, you can knock them.
There we go.
Then we have some funny hats. My spouse doesn't love this hat, but it's pretty swaggy.
Business is local again. There we go.
Nice American flag.
Love it.
So yeah. Anyways,
and your t-shirts are incredible. The American Operator t-shirt with the cowboy.
Yeah, they're cool.
Let's go.
Yeah,
so
it's like
sick.
Marlboro inspired, but it's cool.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Well, we're going to be sending people your way, my friend, and man, we appreciate you coming on here and detailing this. The mission and the model to me are like so aligned. I mean, it's palpable.
Yeah,
it's palpable. Will.
Yeah, the goal is to kind of make it very coherent. Like there's not these weird trade-offs or incentives in it.
Yeah.
Well, man, we feel it. We feel it. We appreciate you for coming and pitching the dream and for making it real.
Keep it alive, baby.
Keep it alive, baby. We look forward to having you back, and we look forward to having you again, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, see y'all. Godspeed.
Goated.
Yeah. His Twitter banner says the American dream isn't dead. And we say that every single episode.
We
It's
do.
alive and well.
We say that. We say that every episode. American dream is alive and well on the wild web. Man, I love this. I love this, man. What a powerful mission. I mean, you can taste it when he talks, what they're doing, why they're doing it, where they do it, how they do it, the model they've wrapped around it. Man, it just seems so smart. Give operators the opportunity to become owners and give you 10%, and then you can earn your way up to 70, stay in a decade and beyond, and let's ride and let's keep Main Street rolling. It's powerful.
Yeah. I love his thesis of, you got to operate where you can win and not go against these mega giant private equity firms that have all of the money in the world to just go against you.
That's so good. That's so good. We have the one and only Mike Manheimer, CMO and CCO of Postscript, coming to us very soon. Before he comes, though, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the one and only Axon by AppLovin. If you are running a D2C brand today and you're not on Axon yet, you're leaving money on the table. Don't do that. You don't want to leave money on the table. Axon gets you in front of more than 1 billion new customers inside the games that everyone loves to play, like Solitaire, Mahjong, Candy Crush, etc. And more people play mobile games than you think. These are comfortable household decision makers, and this converts. One of the recent operators we had on here, Miranda Pettinger, she got on Axon, scaled up to 80K per day in spend inside of a week, and saved their Q4 by moving spend over from Meta to Axon. 80% of purchases happen within the first hour of the click. All your favorite brands are there, Wayfair, Dr. Squatch, etc. You should get on there before your competitors do. Go to axon.ai/en/ecom cowboy. Make it happen. Tell them Colin and I sent you. Many thanks for Axon by AppLovin being part of the show. Now, a couple of minutes here before the one and only Mike comes. I fear I've lost Colin. Colin, I don't know where you are. I miss you. I wish that you would come back to us. One thing's for sure. Axon's getting a little extended airtime here, which they are well deserving of. They are well deserving. Colin's here. I don't know if Jack is here. Jack, have we lost you? We miss you, producer Jack. We wish that you would come back to us as well. Something seems to be happening. Something seems to be happening. Let's see if I can troubleshoot it and figure it out. I think I can. Let's see if oh, look at us now. Look at us. We're back. We're back.
I'm back.
I don't know what happened to producer Jack. Producer Jack left us for a little bit, but maybe she shall. Maybe she shall.
I'm
return.
back.
You are back and you are here. Before Mike Manheimer of Postscript comes to us, any more thoughts from you on the American Operator? I feel like this thing needs to be turned into a show. Doesn't this kind of feel like it kind of feels like an Lifetime TV or HG. I mean, this feels like it could be turned into a show of sorts, kind of like, a Chip and Joanna Gaines-esque, fixer-upper-esque, but business-focused story, etc. Don't you think this could be a good TV show?
Yeah, and I think also the opportunity is there in a huge way. Most, boomers are trying to retire right now and get out of the game and ride off into the sunset. And this is a massive opportunity because they have all of these businesses that have kind of aged and they haven't updated it with the business. And so if you're just willing to go in there and get your hands dirty, they don't really want it. They want to retire. And they've already spent the last X amount of years, 25 years, 15 years building this thing. You can just go in there, be a beast. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money on the table. One of them that is really exciting and is it's super boring. It's like crazy boring is the asphalt company he was talking about. It's incredibly boring. All you do is bid on commercial contracts and you pour asphalt, and you couldn't have a least sexy business on earth, but the margins are 50%, 60%, and it just prints. It just prints every single year.
Asphalt sounds a little more fun than maybe accounting does to me.
Yeah.
At least I would hopefully be outside a little bit, at least bidding on projects. That was a good point that he mentioned about estimates and bidding. Is like, just because a bunch of these other pieces of the business, you can get yourself in trouble if you don't have some expertise behind you and you don't know how to properly estimate. On bids and projects, etc. I'm compelled. I think they need to turn. I think that Will needs to turn his whole thing into a show, and I think it would be compelling, and I think people would eat it up. And it needs to be on cable television. It needs to be inside of Discovery. I don't know. There's a place for this. And
he's right in your backyard.
He's right in my backyard. He's right here in Austin, Texas.
He is.
We need to get together with him more. We have the one and only Mike Manheimer, one of the best beards in e-commerce for sure. Although I like to at least
he shaved it.
Conversation. Did he save it? No.
He shaved it. It's all gone.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's completely gone. He posted on LinkedIn like 2 days ago.
I have never seen him without a beard.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's
got to be AI. I don't. It's not.
I don't think so. No.
Well, before he comes to us, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Postscript. Very fitting. Focus is an amazing thing, is it not? Yes, it is. When one focuses, you get outsized results. And I know whatever partner you're working with right now with SMS and other things, they do 6 or 7 things altogether. And it's kind of convenient. Postscript only does SMS and RCS and focus on that entirely. And that's why when people make the switch, you see a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue. revenue now. I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being a top 1% account on the entire platform inside of a year. How did that happen, Chris? Very simple. I just did what they said, okay? And what they are saying is that you're leaving a lot of money on the table when people text you back. Go get the conversational report, direct to consumer.co/the conversational report. You're going to get all the deets and the data. Postscript's AI shopper can have one-to-one conversations with all of your customers at scale while you sleep. Nate Lagos was just on this show. They turned on the AI shopper, made an additional $17K in one day while he was at the Jack Daniels distillery offline with phone off. Go talk with Postscript. Get on shopper. Many thanks for Postscript being part of this show. Now, we must bring the man himself, Mike Manheimer, inside this show, rumored to be beardless for the first time ever. And methinks there are some interesting updates that that Postscript is to bring forth that we may get a little sprinkling of information on. Everybody, welcome inside of this show, CMO, CCO. In here. Oh, see? He does have a beard. He does have a beard. See?
I was born like this. This is just always been
always.
Yeah. If I shave it before I go to bed, I wake up and I look exactly the same. It's just crazy. Just a piece of it.
Now, Mike, we heard Colin was saying that the beard was gone. Where did that come from? Was that AI?
I don't know. My team was trying to plan a stunt where the beard comes off, but I told them I gotta draw the line somewhere. I truly don't know what is under this, so you can't find out. There's no way we're finding out. It's too much. So the beard's here to stay. I did get a trim recently, but nice. Really. The last time Mike with no beard was seen, I think it was like 8th grade graduation for me. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
That's not what I heard. I heard from day one in the hospital, the beard was always there. Which hey, just makes me respect you more.
I'll give you guys an Ecomm Cowboy exclusive. If Postscript ever goes public, I'll shave the beard.
All right. Oh, that's a great one. That's
all right.
Hey, I'll shave it.
All we request is that we are there at the New York Stock Exchange when it happens. We will live stream it, and while Beller is ringing that bell, then we want to see the shave happen live in living color inside.
We could come in with some razors and do it.
You know what?
We could.
If we make it to there, I'll do whatever. Whatever rituals, whatever rituals people want. I don't care at that point. We'll be making a spectacle of it.
Let's go.
That's awesome. Mike, there's so much to talk about here. Number one, the TV Ecomm rom-com, the Ecomm sitcom, the first ever of its kind. That was incredible.
So
that was awesome.
Thank you. That was a labor of love. It was fun.
We've spun that around many ways. I have heard, Mike, that this is going to be an aggressive season of shipping from Postscript. And the summer, some people, maybe especially you're in Europe, you go away and don't come back to the fall. But it sounds like Team Postscript is going to be aggressive with it all summer long. Is that the case?
Well, Colin scooped me already. I was about to come on here and talk about we're going to turn into an asphalt company, but he just spilled the beans. So no, just kidding. So yes, you heard right. I mean, I think every single business out there, whether you're in e-commerce or you're in SaaS or whatever, there's no buts about it. You're thinking about AI and how is AI going to impact your business? How is it going to improve your ability to deliver outcomes to whoever your constituents are, whether that be to customers directly or for us to empower merchants to do different things. And so we've been really hard at work on that. We've been rolling up our sleeves, doing lots of combo of exploration, experimentation, soul searching, etc., to figure out what's the edge of what these tools can do to actually accelerate our business. And we've been at that all year long, kind of, in our little laboratory, keeping quiet about what we're working on. But the end result, and the thing that we're really excited about, is we have a very, very aggressive roadmap for the summer, and most of that's being enabled by our ability to ship significantly faster, much more product to our customers because of the transformation that we've been undertaking over the course of this year in AI. And people might say, like, oh, like, duh, you're a software company, you're using AI. Like, why is that like interesting to talk about? I think what you see is like two sides of the equation. Either you're a very, very early stage company, a seed stage company who's like AI pilled, and like, of course, that's what you're doing. Or you get like the other version, which is like these big old stodgy companies who are like, are people really shipping a bunch with AI? Like, how are people actually using this? And so I think the Postscript story is our journey is a little bit interesting, because we're, well into 9 figures of scale. We're supporting 25,000 Shopify merchants with our products. We have
crazy,
hundreds of employees, and but we still have like the spirit of a startup. We know that like we need to disrupt ourselves before other people disrupt us, and that has never left us, even since we were a tiny business. And we are pretty far along in that journey, and that's resulted in us being able to ship significantly more code to customers. And you don't often hear about companies who are reinventing themselves at 9 figures of scale and hundreds of employees and tens of thousands of customers. And so that journey is the one that we're on. We're really excited about it. We don't have everything figured out, but like, I can tell you that we've doubled and tripled the amount of code that we're shipping on a daily basis. And that is going to enable us to bring more features more quickly to merchants. And, that's the only reason we exist, right? We're trying to deliver merchant value. So we're really excited about it, because not just because it's like cool to be in AI, which obviously it is, but that in itself is not a destination. The destination for us is, how do we use these tools to deliver more value to merchants? We're very excited about what's going to be coming up for summer 26.
Wow. We had Laura and Ryan both on the show to talk about your show and that creative project. They gave you such good kudos for how great of a boss you were.
They did. They did. They bragged on you.
And your ability to trust them and trust their vision for these creative projects that are, let's be honest, that is a moonshot of an idea. Do you guys have some more crazy creative projects that maybe you could tease one, or what do you got cooking over there? Because I know the engine keeps moving forward. The wheels are turning over there. What are you guys doing?
Well, I think that some of the stuff that we are unlocking right now. So actually, I'll take a big step back. Adam is talking about this a lot more. Adam's our CEO and co-founder. Adam built the first version of Postscript himself. He wrote every single line of code before they applied to YC back in the day. And, around the holidays this past year, so, call it Christmas 25, all of the new coding models were emerging. Adam was kind of trying to figure out what's what. He's kind of like our resident visionary builder. Yeah. And, he started challenging himself to see how he could use these tools to do what he would consider to be like the craziest thing possible, which is like, let me figure out how to rebuild my $100 million startup that I already built. Let me start over and see what I can do. And as a result of rolling up his sleeves and doing that, we learned a lot about what does it mean to build with agentic tools, what's required to build agentically, what should agents really do, and what matters and what doesn't. And some of that's about like, pulling forward the lessons we've found from like building things like our conversational tool set in Shopper. And so TLDR, like what we've learned is that like the AI world is fundamentally different from the pre-AI world. So like SaaS 2.0 era or before. And so a lot of the tools that exist out there are like, have been fine, or maybe they're best in class for an era of software that we think is kind of ending. And like what needs to be delivered from an infrastructure point of view to make merchants really successful, like has to start from like an agentic point of view. And so like, I'll give you an example about this. Like there's the CDP industry is like a big, an industry that's existed for a long time. Many people who are listening to this probably like use Klaviyo as their CDP. And like essentially what you're talking about is like database information goes in, like it's there, it's stored, and you can like call on it to like build the flow or whatever. Well, there's like data is only like as good as you can like operationalize it, right? So like now we're in an AI era. We have agents who need to be able to like make sense of that data and use it in a particular way. Well, to use it in a particular way, you need to have brand context, customer context, all these different concepts that like historically don't automatically come along with our old tools and systems. And so part of learning the tool set in the way that we did is also about like building the version of these tools that is going to be necessary for this next phase. And so I think what you're going to see from us, and obviously we'll wrap interesting, creative marketing moments around this, but what we're really excited about is just like a complete reinvention about like what needs to exist inside of our platform so that we can deliver amazing one-to-one experiences at scale that do a couple of things, right? Drive better experiences for the people who are engaging with those channels. 100%. Also driving max performance for merchants, right? And so this is about like lowering total cost of ownership by providing less waste, higher performance, while also making customers the center of the whole thing and feeling like they're totally special. And like our old tool sets, like could you bolt on stuff to old tools to be able to deliver some of these things? Like maybe it might be hard, you might have to like figure out how to shoehorn all this stuff. But like fundamentally what you're doing is taking something that's outdated and trying to figure out how to like make it look like something that was built for this new era. And I think it's just part of the Postscript ethos that like our approach that's fundamentally different, where we said, we don't care how big we are. We don't care how big the scale is. We're going to just build the thing this way for this next era of software, because that's what merchants are going to need. And so, we have a big history of doing things, what I would consider to be like, we're doing it the hard way, because we like doing, usually if you do things the hard way, you end up finding something that's like more durable and more useful, and you're not taking all the shortcuts. And I can tell you that, what we've been doing, especially with Adam at the helm, kind of exploring on the edges of what's possible, we've definitely captured all like the earned secrets that we could along the way about what does it mean to build like the next version of Postscript for this new AI world. So we're really excited about that. That'll mean tons of things, new channels. It'll mean new use cases. It'll mean, integrations that don't currently exist. It'll mean capabilities that have never existed before. And so we believe that we need to enable all that for merchants. And so we're pretty excited about it.
Mike, this is big.
Yeah, I mean, you casually just threw in there new channels too, which
you did. Just casually,
just slid that under the rug like we wouldn't notice that.
Oh man,
that's pretty wild stuff.
Well, here's what I'll say.
All right.
My lawyers watch the show. So here's what I'll say. Like, you guys know this. Anyone who's listening to this who knows Postscript knows that like our North Star is we want to deliver amazing experiences for our customers that drive them more revenue, right?
Yeah.
And so what I would say is that in our exploration for building like the platform of the future, anything that we can do that's going to drive more value for merchants, we're going to do. And so this isn't about like Postscript saying like, oh, our next conquest is channel X. That's not the way we think about it. The way we think about it is like, where are our customers asking us to build the next great experiences that are being enabled by the brand context, customer context layers that we're innovating on now. And wherever that is, like, we're going to do it, not because we're super precious about being like, well, we do marketing automation and these things are in marketing automation. That's not the way we think about the world. We think about, we have these capabilities, what do customers need to do to go find ways to make incremental revenue? And then we go relentlessly pursue that. And so, you know, you guys are asking about like new channels, what new channels, which way are you going to go? Like, in some ways, the answer is like, I don't know, but the answer is also like yes to everything, right? Because like whatever customers ask us for, and we're like, yep, we see how our capabilities will make channel XYZ awesome.
Yeah.
We're building for customers. And so that's what drives us. That's our North Star. If you're a Postscript customer and you're listening to this, the best way to get whatever you want out of us is to like bang down our door and say, I want this because I believe it's going to drive more revenue. That's the way to get us out of bed every morning, right? That's what we build for. And we're excited to continue building even more aggressively wherever our customers tell us to go, because that's how we've gotten to this place. And that's how we think the next version of Postscript, the next level of success for Postscript, that when we go public one day and we're shaving the beard live on Ecomm Cowboy, it's going to be because we pursued the like relentlessly trying to figure out how to deliver value where our customers are asking us to go build. And like that's what we do. And we're excited to like open the aperture of that in the coming year.
Oh gosh, that fires me up. That fires me up. Let's go.
Two things here, Mike. Number one, I can speak personally from my own experience about what you said about the way to get the most value is knock down Postscript's door and say, hey, I need help. I want this. Can you help me? I mean, that was my case. And so I have experienced that explicitly, specifically myself, and I wholeheartedly agree. Secondly, I find this fascinating that at this point in Postscript's narrative story, having reached the level of success that you have, while still maintaining this kind of like, I would say kind of humble spirit, always learning, always wanting to get better, but honestly being massively successful, I find it compelling that at this point in the stage of the company, it's like, hey, let's rethink how to rebuild this thing entirely with an agentic forward 2026 forward mindset. I could argue from a sales perspective, hey, like we already got like an incredible name, brand. Lots of people love us. Bolt on a little chat feature, let's bolt on a little AI here, and then let's host some more banging dinners, and there's gonna be plenty of money for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one could argue that. I find this incredible that at this point you guys are really starting to, all the way from the top with Adam. Hey, let's rethink how this looks 2026 and beyond. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Postscript tries to be humble. Actually, humility is one of our core values. And so there's actually, people don't really say this anymore, but when I was growing up, people used to say, walk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, exactly. That's Postscript.
Yeah, I love that. That's kind of the way that the humility value, like, manifests for me. And so that's true. Like, but it's also pragmatic in a way. Like we are only as successful as our customers choose to vote with their wallet, right? They choose to pay us every single month. They have options about where they can go to do their, in this case, SMS and RCS business. And part of that's the software, part of that's the service and the vendor relationship. And we have to maintain it all. And if we aren't focused on the best way to deliver value for them, like they can vote with their wallet somewhere else. And that's just true. And so in some ways it's part of, like, I think what it means to be a software company, and especially in this new agentic world where the moats are going away rapidly, like the cost of code is shrinking. The ability for people to do what might take 5 years ago, a dev team of 40 people to do, you could probably do in a similar amount of time with a couple of people who are cracked engineers. And so we expect it's going to be way more competitive. We expect that there's going to be teams that are building way faster than we've ever seen. And we're not talking about Klaviyo here. I'm talking about probably some kid listening to this out of his dorm room who's like, I think Ecomm's cool and I want to go build here. We think that this next era of what does it mean to compete in this space is not going to be defined by like your status or the amount of venture capital that you've raised. It's going to be defined by how quickly can you build things customers want? And that means that, like, you know, in some ways, us, you know, the Clavios of the world and the guy in the dorm room are on much more equal footing than we ever have been before. And that requires us to be looking around the corner first. And you guys have probably heard, you know, that there's the famous book from Andy Grove, which is like the Only the Paranoid Survive, about how he disrupted his entire business when he saw, you know, the what was happening in some of the other memory markets. And I think if you're a software company, you have to be thinking about that right now. And that is just, you know, there's an opportunity in that. And I think that's a little bit also where you'll start to see who's going to be winning in this next phase, because that's going to expose whether you have builder DNA or not. Because you got, if you think that way, you immediately are like, we have to go build some shit. And so I think that, you know, that's going to define the next era of competition in the space. Postscript has been laser focused on providing value to merchants, so we are not scared of that. We love building. Adam is our resident, you know, our resident exploratory builder. He's still the CEO of this business, so that spirit runs through us, and we're just excited to get on the field and see what we can do. And I think that these tools are going to enable us to do even more for our customers than we've done in the past. And we think that's a really cool opportunity, just as much as it's a threat or a risk. We intend to turn it into an opportunity for Postscript. So yeah, we're jacked about it. We have more energy than we've had in a while. And I think that, you know, we hope to be able to deliver really cool new things that are going to make our customers a lot of money. And that gauntlet's starting right now.
Oh, juicy, baby. Throwing down that gauntlet.
This parallel between Adam and Toby right now, Toby at Shopify, who is shipping the most code, who is also still the CEO of his company, who is still rebuilding the platform basically from the ground up with an AI focus. You guys are playing the exact same game right now, and they're crushing unbelievably, and obviously you guys will be as well. Is there some companies in the space that you have seen go into builder mode that are outside of the Shopify ecosystem that you kind of use for inspiration, where you're saying like, gosh, that team is cracked. They're doing all the right things. That's exactly how we want to be operating at Postscript.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is like, I won't speak to the product itself necessarily, but I've been taking a lot of inspiration from what the team at Intercom and now Finn has been doing, just from a conviction point of view. And if you're listening to this and you don't know the background, Intercom was like one of the first wildly successful software businesses, like one of the first like $100 million plus SaaS companies. They had some like rocky starts and stops after they got to that level of success, but like they've been like a mainstay in on-site chat support sort of use cases, activation use cases. Right. They built Finn, which is their like AI agent to handle customer service requests and that sort of thing. The thing that is inspiring me about them is how they've been pursuing this with such high conviction. Intercom was spitting off cash, lots of cash. And instead of like, you know, paying a dividend to the team or like figuring out how to use that money, like they were like 100% of this money is going to fuel the development of Finn, which we intend to use to disrupt our core I think at the time, Intercom was a $250 million ARR business. And they've even gone further. The company's now just called Finn. They killed Intercom. It's fully Finn. They're all in on this particular. Yeah, they've made the full transition. And the thing that's been really inspiring me about them is like this concept of have high conviction, pursue like what you believe is right, be on offense all the time. I think that's really cool. And from the top down, it's a founder-led sort of motion. 100%. And I think that in this world where like we're in this era now where like anyone can build anything, the moats are pretty much like mostly gone. You don't need to raise hundreds of millions of dollars in venture capital to compete in pretty much any market now. And as a result of that, like the only thing to do is to have an extremely strong point of view that you pursue with like extremely high conviction. And they have been doing that, and I've been watching what they've been doing, on the sidelines. We're a customer of theirs, so been kind of seeing a little bit of that as well from the customer side. And it's just really cool to see that they're like, yeah, like you're like, how sure are you that you're right? They're like, we think we're right, but we could be wrong. They're not bothered by that. They're like, we see the game that's on the field. We believe this is the right path. We're pursuing this path aggressively, and like we believe we're going to win. But like they're not hedging. They're going all in. And I think that no matter what scale you're at right now in software, that you will be rewarded for having gone all in with a strong point of view, regardless of what it is. I think like now, like we're internalizing this for ourselves, but if you're a software person who's watching this, like you should be on offense 100% of the time now. Like that's what is important. And so I think like that's what we're trying to channel. We're inspired by others outside who are doing the same thing, but like, this is a new, it's like, the starting gun's been fired. It's a new era for software. And I think, we'll see who's like, there's going to be new winners and losers, but high conviction, strong point of view, offense all the time. I was telling my team, like, you guys remember it's NBA finals, so this is apropos here. You remember when Barnes tried to get Kobe to flinch by like doing the inbound ball right in his face and move, and there's that like little meme of him just sitting there with like the ice cold emoji on it. Like if you're building software right now, like if you're not channeling that energy, you're probably cooked. So like that's what we're channeling.
Let's go.
This kind of spirit, this kind of builders build, air raid, always on offense. Like who else do you want to partner with? Do you want to partner with somebody that has that kind of like, we're always on offense, baby. We're going, we're going more, that's in my thought. Who else would you rather partner with? Now, before you go, Mike, and we appreciate you making the time to join us. 2 requests I have.
Yeah.
As these new shipping capabilities come forth and can be openly declared, we'd love to hear about them here first, big brother. I think the public deserves it. Is that something we can work out?
Oh, totally. We're happy to come on anytime, talk about what's coming up next. I could tell you there's some really, really exciting stuff. Actually, something we just released this week that like we haven't even like really publicized very much, but like we released this tool called Ask Shopper inside of Postscript. So we've talked a lot about Shopper. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of conversations are happening. Like at any given time, there's millions on the platform happening at once. The richest source of data that you can get used to be from like post-purchase survey, right? Like people would partner with No Commerce, whatever, and like ask questions. Where'd you hear about us? What drove you to buy this particular product? Those sorts of things. That's where we did customer research in the past, zero-party data customer research. I will say that the conversational data that comes from Shopper is now the most premium source of customer insights that you can get. So we're generating all of this information from these conversations, and they're helping sell more things. That's the genesis of Shopper. But we also have all this stored customer data, this conversational data, and so we're making use of it. Ask Shopper is available to Postscript customers who are using the Shopper feature now. It is a full sort of think LLM type experience where you can query in a conversational way, ask it questions about what you're seeing in the conversations. It produces insanely rich insights that are the most valuable piece of the Shopper experience. So you want to drive incremental revenue with Shopper, that's great. Turn it on. It'll start having conversations as it goes. But the stuff that you can get out of the Shopper conversation data and mining that and doing analytics on top of that, that's the stuff that makes it into your board deck that influences your next performance 100%. Creative, your next product launch capabilities, product discovery capabilities. It is insane what you can get out of having tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of conversations with your prospective and existing customers at your fingertips. And Shopper generated all that conversational data, Ask Shopper allows you to mine that data and make your business a lot smarter. And that's available as of this week to all the Postscript customers who are using the Shopper feature.
Gold.
Gold. You know,
So
the incredible
bullish on that.
thing. We had Adam on here. This is
We had him.
exactly what he talked about in
This is exactly
January.
what
He
talked
said
about.
conversational data is the new oil. It is gold. And everybody needs to start mining it. And now here, just a few months later, that is natively built into Shopper. All the conversations that are being had, all of that information, it's collected, it's there, and it's there for you to query.
Yep. If you haven't seen this yet, ask your Postscript CSM. It's live and ready to roll.
What's so funny is we talked to him about it in January, and we said, God, it'd be great if you could just talk to that data. And he goes, yep, that's the bet. And then he left it at that. He just left it at that. And now we see it. Now we see it fully fleshed out as an incredible product. So that's amazing. Congrats to you guys.
We gotta talk about this more. More people need to hear about this. Mike.
Hey, like we're shipping so fast. Like we have stuff like this coming out like every week for the entire rest of the year. We'll come on the show as many times as you guys want.
We're down. Send us all the features.
We got tons of stuff.
We'll reserve a segment at 1:45 p.m. Central on Fridays, and we'll call it Mike Fridays.
Yeah, let's do
Mike
it.
Ships. We'll call it Mike Ships.
Let's do it.
I love that. Well, hey, one can only imagine. You talk about the Tobys of the world, you talk about the Adams of the world, continually building, continually shipping, continually growing, and methinks that is the case for Postscript as well. Man,
as long as we deliver value for merchants, I think you're right. So that's what we're focused on.
That's right. Brother, we appreciate you making the time to join us, and we look forward to having you back and hearing about all these new features. Everybody needs to go and query their shopper if they have it. If you don't, you need to beg, borrow, and steal your way in and start getting the digital oil of our age. Mike, we appreciate you joining us. We look forward to having you back. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Man,
they're shipping. They're shipping over there. Watch out for them.
Drop that on the show.
Yeah.
And I reiterate this. Postscript could totally sandbag it from here because of how great of a business they've been and how great of a reputation they have. They could say oh yeah, AI 2026, we'll just, bolt on a little chat feature and call it a day and be a very successful company. Totally not what they're doing. Rebuilding things, agentic forward from the ground up, delivering value at the fastest pace for all the merchants in our space that they work with, 25,000 plus Shopify stores. And this Ask Shopper, I think, is an incredible example of that. When Adam was with us, like you underlined, that was my question. Is okay, conversational data, digital oil, the gold of 2026. How do I get it? Make it easy for a marketing brain like me. How do I acquire that and get that now natively built into Shopper? Crazy.
Absolutely incredible. And I mean, it's incredible to see that they're going to be shipping a new product update every single week this summer. I mean, just locked in. They're locked in. Watch out for them.
Locked in. No Eurovision trip for them. no Euro maxing for them. They're gonna be locked in, baby, coding away and making it happen for all of Ecomm like they do. Wow, that was a great segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, we need to have Mike back more. Incredible. Well, as we move forward, wrap up stories of the day, best of the rest, maybe a watch and react. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Seguno. Seguno is the only marketing suite, ladies and gentlemen, that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What's that mean? Your emails, your banners, your reviews, it's all there where you already work and play every day. And that means you don't have to cede your trust to big email with over attributed data, etc. With Seguno, your Shopify data is your email data. And that's why Seguno is email 3.0. It's a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. go and get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook at the URL scrolling across the screen. They do have they have a free trial. If you tell them, Colin, I sent you, they will extend that free trial to 30 days, built for lean teams with big aspirations, one-click automations, and actual humans that can help you. Go and talk with Seguno. Many thanks for them being part of this show. Now, as we wrap things up here, Sir Colin, maybe we wrap up lightning round. Wrap up lightning round and proceed forth with the rest of our run of shows. Sound good to you? You like this?
Let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. As we wrap up lightning round here, Shopify's new AI admin, the one and only Carrie tweets. He said he wants the old dashboard back. He has a take here. He says, I'm not sure I agree with his take totally, but I think it is insightful, some of this. He says, once you understand that analytics are an entertainment product for business people, I think that's an interesting insight. Analytics, entertainment product for business people. I thought that was insightful. He says this new homepage fails badly at its job. You open the homepage 100 times today for the hit of watching number go up. No one actually wants automated insights. They say they do, but then they never look at or action on. I'm not sure I totally agree with him on that, because there still is like the dashboardness that you're used to. It's just further up at the top. If you can see it here, it's kind of hard to see it on this screenshot. But all of those business metrics, they're still at the top. They're just maybe not as big as they used to be. But I did think that his insight here on analytics being an entertainment product for business people, that was insightful. I thought there was really something to that. And it reminded me of my old boss opening Shopify and looking at that thing and hearing the dings, keeping the dings on, and looking at that dashboard 100 times a day. You think there's anything here to this?
Yeah, I mean, give us the ability to also toggle back and forth between the old version and the new version. There's some folks that have been in the industry for quite a while, and we do love the older version of it, where you can actually go back and see kind of that little V1 of the Shopify dashboard, where it's you have the dings, you have all the orders, you have everything rocking and rolling there. Just give us a little toggle, like toggle in night mode and day mode. Just let us toggle back and forth between the old dashboard and the new one.
Continually shipping. I'm interested to see what happens with the homepage. Not Zane again has delivered a post here from Lucas Pachter, founder of Tribe. And didn't we have? Is it the one and only Brian Bloom? Isn't he an investor in Tribe? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know of Tribe. We know of Tribe. Zane had this to say. He said, "This guy gets it. It is the creator playbook." I will read this because I think it's very insightful. Lucas says this: 1 million to 9 million to 60 million plus. I own the fastest growing activewear brand in the country, Flex. And this is our exact strategy for growth. No BS or storytelling this time, just sauce. TikTok shop to Tribe to Meta. TikTok is our recruiter. We see 300 to 400 samples per week. That's a lot. And invite these creators into our TikTok Discord. In our Discord, we offer weekly coaching calls. Lucas, to get our creators better at content. This is insightful here, and better at speaking about our products. TikTok Shop makes up 15 to 20% of our revenue. The rest are from our website. We take the top creators from TikTok Shop, the top 2%, and onboard them to Tribe. 3,000 plus creators on TikTok, only 60 or so on Tribe. These 60, more like the top 20 though, drive 80% of our business's revenue. Whoa.
Wow.
TikTok is the outreach recruitment platform. Tribe is where we turn our top creators into sales monsters. These 60 are all in on our brand and make us 3,000 plus ads per month, all of which are insanely high quality. These top core creators are all whitelisted and get access to all of our best ads in real time via Tribe. Whenever one creator makes an ad that rips, the other 59 copy it and iterate, making it better. I like this. I think this is sauce. I think there's alpha.
Sauce. This is sauce. This is an amazing system to operate from in 2026 and really incredible. This is simple, but it is not easy. I will say that. This is simple, but it is not easy. But this is the exact playbook you should be running in 2026.
Yeah, simple, not easy, even in the sense of like just underlining, like having calls with your creators weekly. Number one, finding that
Yeah.
many, sourcing that many, sending out that many, and then bringing them in. Hey, we want to coach you. We want to
Yeah.
like taking that time. That's not easy. That takes like
Yeah.
real investment.
Yeah.
But obviously worth it. Fastest growing
Absolutely.
activewear brand on the internet. Wow. Moving forward here, let's do a little watch and react. Let's do a little watch and react from Jocko Fuel. Jocko Willink, incredible creator, obviously an incredible soldier, and now part of the Made in America, Make America Healthy movement. I think that this is a good ad. Maybe it could have been in ad versus ad if we weren't trying to combat masterpieces of artwork today, cinematic in structure. But let's play this and watch this. This is for their new protein shake, raspberry flavored.
Eyes on target, he's moving towards the freezer. Roger. Yeah, it's hot out here. He's going for the ice cream sandwiches. Check, we got him. Lemur, you seeing this?
Aha!
Yeah, it's some sort of raspberry gelato protein shake. Roger, we thought we had him. Get out of there. He made us.
So good.
Isn't
So
that good?
good. So good. I mean, it's perfectly on brand for Jocko and the brand itself. And I love the fact that it's a delicious flavor. I mean, raspberry gelato sounds incredible. 30 grams of protein. This is just how you should be operating a founder-led brand with founder content. This perfectly matches their ICP and who they're trying to go after. And I'd absolutely love to try this.
I'd love to try it. I like the association. It's like, oh, it's summer, it's hot. I'm gonna get an ice cream. Jocko's gonna cheat. He's gonna get him an ice cream. No,
Never.
he's not. He's gonna
Never.
have he's gonna have a little permissible delight here. But it's not in the form of an ice cream bar. It's that milkshake, baby. Raspberry gelato flavored. He's still getting the goods in a delightful way and totally on brand for them. I think really smart for them, and people should take note. As we move forward to best of the rest and we wrap with moment of Zen, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Northbeam. If you are in your ads manager all day, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit. Every dashboard tells a different story. Meta says 4.2 ROAS. TikTok says this conversion's mine. Shopify says my revenue's up here. Your ad spend's here. Who's telling the truth? Sometimes it's hard to know. Northbeam fixes this with their own proprietary data, starting from the actual purchase, then rebuilding the customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real ad views, then pushes that measurement back into the platform. So optimization runs on what's actually driving your revenue, not what the platform thinks is driving your revenue. Start measuring what was previously unmeasurable. Go to book your demo today, northbeam.io. Book your demo. Do the impossible. Many thanks for Northbeam being part of this show. Now, best of the rest. Make our way to the weekend. Less hobbies, more phone usage. Do we like this? Maybe we all need to touch a little grass. Bring this up for us, Jack. I do think that there is something to this tweet here. This comes to us via LA Chas 77, and they have this to say: I don't know anybody that plays in a softball league. I confess, I don't think I do either. Maybe one. Maybe one person. No poker nights. I'm not sure. No, I do. I know a couple people with a poker night. I only know a few people that kind of play an instrument. I know a few. Nobody bowls. Nobody can sew. Few can cook. Nobody golfs. I know a few golfers. Nobody tinkering with cars. I know about 100 people who'll be on their phone for the next 4 hours. This resonate with you at all, Colin Doherty?
Brutal. Get off your phone. It's horrible. Get off your phone. Get a hobby. Pick up archery. Pick up bowling. Yeah.
Maybe go to North Carolina, pick up some archery with one shot Doherty in the backyard.
That's true.
Next here, this comes to us by way of Dirt Cheap Banks. Highly encourage this follow, by the way. If you are not following Dirt Cheap Banks, I would encourage it. He says, imagine, he's got a little nostalgic picture here for us from what looks like the early 80s. Imagine depositing your $750 paycheck here in 1988, knowing it will cover your mortgage, groceries, bills, and your upcoming vacation with still some left over to save. Imagine. One can imagine. One can imagine. I'm back. I'm back in Irving. I can't quite remember 88, but I can remember 91, 92. I'm back. I can it's almost like I'm there. It's almost like I can see it all. What do you think of this?
You know what the average salary in 1990 was?
No.
$21,000.
Wow.
The average salary in 1990 was $21,000, and most people balled out. Could you imagine if you told, it's just crazy how times have changed so aggressively. It's just like, it's a whole different world, and it's wild. It's super wild.
I'll say hard to make it in Austin, Texas on 21K. That is the case. That is the case. And in Austin, rent is going down. But I think if you made 21K a year here, I mean 75% of your paycheck would just go to rent. Period.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Next here, I thought this was an interesting post to consider over the weekend. I had never heard of Cognition. I don't know if you have, but Cognition says AI should earn its keep. Introducing the AI productivity guarantee. If Devin delivers less engineering value than you're paying for, Cognition will fund your usage until it does, up to $10 million. It's time for the AI industry to stop maximizing tokens. We've heard a lot of talk of this week, and start maximizing productive output. This 350,000 views. I had not heard of Cognition, but I love this thesis here. And
I love this.
I totally agree. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with this. We need to stop having the badge of honor as maximum number of tokens spent and most productive things shipped. I totally agree with this. I think this is a great way to make a splash within the industry, and covering up to 10 mil is no small feat.
No small fee, and probably a good way to get some good earned business. That's a strategic offer. That's a strategic offer. And if somebody's, using something else, that kind of offer would entice a CEO who's concerned about token maxing costs. But moment of zen, new product just dropped. If you did not know that this existed, functional infused cups are a thing. This is the Canna cup. All you do is add water. Okay. And when we say infused, we mean THC. Okay. All you do is add water. I don't know what that product shot is from, but maybe that's them. Anyway,
that's awesome.
Infused cups, they do exist. Words of wisdom from you. Last words before we head out to the weekend, Colin Doherty.
It's the weekend. Get off your phone and touch some grass.
Touch some grass. Have a time. Have a relax. And many thanks for joining us on this show. Many thanks to Will Fry, American operator, doing a big mission. Save America, save Main Street, and enabling operators to get in the owner seat in a very strategic, modeled way. Many thanks to Mike Manheimer, Chief Customer Officer, CMO, Postscript, what they are doing, rebuilding Agentic forward, 2026 forward, especially at the stage that they are as a company. Very interesting. Going to be watching that. Everybody should go and query their shopper with all that gold of conversational data. Many thanks to Northbeam, Intelligem, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked, Aftercell, Axon by AppLovin, Proxima, and Universal Ads for making the show possible. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be clipping this up. We'll have a lot of weekend watches out on the feed to delight your ears and bring the internet's best edutainment in e-commerce here forward. Thanks for joining us. We will see you on the other side.